What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another Ladies First panel. Okay, make sure you guys do what you see, and what you see is the like button, which is free. So make sure you hit that like button as you come on into the room. Also, be sure to follow all of us. All right, that's Bondy Blue, Jami ThatsMe, and Necey Dixon. All right, and also follow us over there on the Instagram and the Twitter at OohLadiesFirst. Honey, what is up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? How are you, ladies? So wonderful Thursday, almost there to Friday. What is everybody drinking?
Oh, Crown on the rocks.
Matter of fact, what are y'all eating? You know I got my water too, Miss Necey, girl. What's in your hand, Bondy?
What are you drinking?
This is some San Pellegrino Pompello, girl. It's delicious.
That looks good.
It's Italian sparkling drinks with a little grapefruit in it, girl. It's good.
Okay then.
Real delicious.
And what you just ate? What was that?
Oh, this is a teriyaki seaweed snack from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, that's what I was eating too. I was eating the sea salt roasted seaweed, but mine was from Ocean's Halo, Walmart. It was good.
Okay. I might have to join the seaweed gang, honey. I might have to go because y'all is munching over there.
You got to snack healthily, girl.
I know that's real. What's going on, everybody, over here in the comments, honey? We see y'all. We see y'all in the building. Welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button while y'all at it. So today, I got a different little game we're gonna play. Okay, as we wait for more of the people to come into the room, I got a different game.
I'm excited.
Shout out to my subscriber, Mrs. Bonnie or Bonet. Okay, it has two E's on it. So hopefully I said it right. If not, correct me, girl. But shout out to you because she gave me this idea. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start off with it. So it's called, it really ain't got no name, but we're going to give it a name. It's called The Legend, the Icon, and the Superstar. So we're not necessarily doing Mary F. Kill, but we are making a decision on which one is which. So let's get into the first set. All right. The first set we have is Miss Beyonce, Ciara, and Rihanna. I want y'all to join in the comments and let me know who y'all think is the superstar, the legend, and the icon. I'll go first, and then I'll let the ladies go next. Okay. When it comes to these ladies here, I do feel like Ciara is indeed a superstar. In my opinion, you know, the fact that she went independent or left her label, was able to get the entire collection of her music, you know what I'm saying? So like she owns it and was able to go off and do her thing independently. And I feel like she just recently signed another deal. Yeah, I feel like Miss Girl is definitely a superstar and has room to continue to grow and evolve. You know what I'm saying? She not just like stopped at one place. When it comes to Beyonce and Rihanna, I was kind of struggling on which one was which. Just a little bit. I know y'all probably turning up y'all faces like, girl, how you gonna struggle on that? Yeah, just a little bit. I feel like Rihanna will probably be the legend for me. I think she would be the legend because Miss Girl is the only person that I can think of at this time that was a full-on musical artist, turned around, kind of left the industry, still got people out here waiting on some music. Okay, still waiting on music, and was able to transition into an entirely different industry that has made her a billionaire. So because of that, for me, I feel like she is the legend. But because Beyonce has influenced so many of the ladies, is the reason why I think that she is the icon, and she will continue to go on to be iconic. She was in the game since she was a child. And she's still out here doing her thing and is about to drop another album, next month or this month, into this month, August. So that's why I think that Beyonce is the icon, Rihanna is the legend, and Ciara is the superstar.
I'm going to have to disagree.
Okay.
Oh, let's talk. This is good.
I'm going to have to disagree. I am with the people in the comments that are saying that, yes, Ciara is a superstar. Look at her hair. Look at her leather. She's a superstar. Okay. But Beyonce is the legend, okay? Because the legend came up from being small and then, been in the game so long, they reinvent themselves over and over again, but they are in the same game. Essentially, she's in music. Yes, she has other ventures, but she's more so known for being a singer. So I think that's why she's a legend in that way. Whereas I feel like Rihanna is an icon because she's more so stylistic. It's not about her music as much as it is about her as a person, which is why she's more iconic to me than a legend in music.
Okay.
I love it. Jamie. Okay, I
Yeah.
love all three of these ladies right here. Whenever Jamie was explaining why Rihanna was the legend, I was laughing. Not because I don't think she is a legend, because I wanted to know how you was gonna, circle the block and explain Beyonce. But I think you did a really good job explaining how Beyonce is an icon. But I'm with Bondy in the comments. Sierra is a superstar. Beyonce is a legend, because whenever I think legend, I think like generational influence. Like future superstars will compare themselves to Beyonce, but I don't think there will be future superstars to say Rihanna is my influence. So Beyonce is a legend for me, and then the icon is Rihanna, because I think she's iconic when it comes to fashions. Like Rihanna is a mood, It's so many pictures of her where you like, yeah, she a mood. Iconic in that type of way, iconic as a businesswoman. So that's where I'm at.
I like that you added the context with your definitions of legend and icon, because your definition for legend was exactly what I was thinking about with icon. That's why I said Beyonce for that. But it makes sense because it's like we really saying the same thing. I just labeled it wrong for me. So okay. This is good.
Yeah, no. Everybody has the same points.
But say that again.
I said everybody had like the same points about them. It's just you feel like that meant, legend for Riri versus icon. But for me, when I see Riri, I think about like Grace Jones in them. So I think that's or Madonna. That's why I feel like that's like iconic. Whereas when I think about legend, I think about Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People who
things
like,
that transcends long when they gone. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Good stuff. I like that.
Luther.
I like that. Okay. We got one more set here for the superstar, the icon, and the legend. I feel like this one is a bit hard. I definitely think the easy one is always the superstar to me, because I feel like that's Tiffany Haddish. And I wanted to put people up here that were kind of in a similar age group and likely came up close to each other as they climbed the, industry ladder or whatnot. So I kind of feel like for me, Tiffany is the superstar. She's, she everywhere. So I mean, really, that's the short answer. She's likable. Everybody likes Tiffany. She cool, whatever. She's a superstar. Okay. But I only know her in the acting and the comedic world, right? Whereas with Jamie Foxx, we know him in the comedic world, the acting world, and with music. So for that, I feel like using, the examples as you guys mentioned before with the superstar, icon, legend, then he's gonna be the icon for me, right? Love Jamie. Jamie been around since In Living Color, you know what I'm saying? And just has propelled to go on and just do bigger things. Like, I mean, he's the icon. It's funny because I'm thinking about, me and my guy had this conversation earlier, and he feels like, I think he said that Jamie Foxx was more of a legend to him. I feel like that's going to be Kevin Hart for me, because he just has so much other things going on outside of, like, of course, he hasn't touched the music realm, but I feel like give him some time, he's going to try to tap into that too. But he started with comedy, started getting into movies, and now he has his own company to where he produces and makes his own stuff that's still going to be like stuff that he made. Not so much as people coming to him and saying, hey, Jamie, can you do this script for me? It's things that he's creating, and it's going to transcend, on and on. So I feel like Kevin Hart is the legend. What do you ladies think?
I agree that Kevin Hart is going to be a comedic legend, because he's going to be seen as a comedian that outsold arenas, that did huge movies. He's going to be seen in the likes of Eddie Murphy for his overall success in comedy. He's going to be a legend in comedy. But the reason why Jamie is an icon is because Jamie, like you said, Jamie transcends a few different genres and a few different decades. So to me, even if you think about his role as Ray Charles, that shit was iconic. that wasn't legendary. Even though legendary is a great thing, but iconic, I feel like it's something that cements you into like the atmosphere with stars, no matter what genre. Even though Kevin does have like that, you know, he does put himself in those spaces, he's still technically just a legend in comedy versus Jamie that's been here for like 30 plus years singing,
Oh,
acting,
facts,
and being a
facts,
comedian. So that's
facts.
more iconic to me. And
Mm,
y'all are not like Kevin. He's still a legend. He still, you know, breaks records. It doesn't matter if y'all like him. Like, just so we're clear.
the
For
facts.
me, it's easy to say Tiffany is a superstar, like we all mentioned. But
Yeah.
Kevin Hart is an icon, in my opinion,
Mhm.
because whenever I think about icon or like the word iconic, I think about pop culture. And when I think about pop culture, that means the inclusion of white people and black people
Mm,
and the impact that you make on the entire culture. So
Hmm.
I think that's what Kevin Hart does. He's like a household name in all households. White people think he's funny. Black people used to think he was funny before white people started liking him.
yeah,
And Jamie Foxx to me is legendary because he sings, he acts, he came up as a comedian. I even saw
triple
somebody having an
threat.
argument that he was one of the most talented people like today because he's good at all three. So for me, I think Jamie Foxx is the legend.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that was good. Thank you guys so much for playing. Shout out to
That
everybody in
was
the comments
fun.
that joined along. I like that. That was very much so different. And I love the fact that everybody has different opinions and different reasonings to support that. So, I mean, you know, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to go ahead and move on, girl, because y'all know we got to get into our TV talk. So let's do that. All right, y'all. Down in the valley where the
Jamie,
girls get
let's shout
naked.
you out for the graphics though.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we have to get into a P to the valley, down in the valley where the girls get naked.
I hope these are in the box, right?
I
Please
was
tell
thinking the
me.
same thing.
What's
these
in
are
the
Let me
box?
just
these are on the
in the
OneDrive, right?
Dropbox.
All these that you've
Yeah.
made, you're
They
not gonna
will
be.
be. They
Okay.
will be
Okay,
dropped.
thank
They
you.
will definitely be dropped.
Thank
Okay,
you
we got to get
so
into
much,
this season.
girl. I love it here. I love it here.
Let's get into this episode, y'all. It was very interesting. First off,
Ooh.
they opened up the show with Miracle. First of all, why I was calling this woman Lyra and Miracle? Why I get them mixed up? I can't take it. I'm
I
sorry,
used to.
but this sex scene at the top of the episode, I enjoyed it. I must say, I was like, "Oh my god, they really getting it in!" Like, girl, they showing us how they made this baby. Like, and then when he threw her over and started getting it from the back, and then she had that arch. I said, "You better know what to do," because I would damn sure know what to do, whether we acting or not. It would have got real life real quick.
Oh,
So yes, I definitely like that. But I want to know y'all thoughts about the sex scene. But in addition to that, I want to know what you thought about when she walked over to I want to say his shrine, and she saw Montavius's ring, and to me, her facial expressions looked like it was familiar to her. Like, is that Montavious? And she almost grabbed it. So did y'all get the same vibe that I got?
yes. Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I really do feel like you can't trust her. Her tits are too perfect. Get her out of here. I don't
That was
trust
definitely perfect.
her. They were
They
perfect.
was sitting up, gravity
I
defying.
mean, Jesus. Okay. I appreciated the visual, but ultimately I don't trust her. And I do feel like she is looking for Montavious evidence on Montavious. Girl, I don't know, but it's feeling like she know who Montavious is. Like, obviously he's into hoodoo. So you see all of the little shit around his place. Why did you pick out that thing to glue in on? Like you ain't never seen a ring before. It's because it looked familiar to you.
Agreed. Like everything he had over there, and she zoned in on that particular thing. I have to agree.
I didn't even think about that, but that made perfect sense. It's something about her too that seemed kind of mystical though, right? Whenever she picked him up on that motorcycle and was like, "You trying to come with me?"
Just the
Yeah.
bad acting.
Oh, good night.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I really don't know, but I had to say when I watched the sex scene, I was like, damn, so this is what Miss April was mad about last week when we was talking in our gossip segment.
Ooh,
Because
yikes.
this was probably filmed like a year and a half ago, maybe, because I remember them filming, or either they started filming during the pandemic and then they stopped. I can't remember. But I was like, you know what? This is probably when. This is probably when, he started acting funny. He didn't want to come home from set. They was filming late. But yeah, I thought they looked good.
And they did. So I want to transition and go ahead and talk about Big Teak, y'all. It's just interesting to see. Well, let me try to run it back. First of all, Teak get this haircut. He already was gifted a car. We know that. Murder gifted him a car. It seems like he was really emotional about that because he's not used to good things really happening to or for him. He's only used to getting the bad parts. When he goes to get the haircut, there were little signs throughout this episode that let us know that he probably was not going to be with us much longer. When the barber told him that he looks casket sharp. Then I have this particular image here because Katori Hall went to Twitter to kind of talk about the little devil horns that you see in the corner that I have to be honest, I didn't even notice that the first time because I was still stuck on what the man said about him not being here any longer.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah, right. Because they're saying the man in the picture, along with the horns on the side, that man was a musician at some point in his life, and he ended up selling his soul to be famous. Which is interesting because it's like, could there be like two plays on that? I don't know. So this is what I'm thinking. Y'all tell me. Like, one, we already knew he probably was gonna pass away. You look casket sharp, but then you also at another time just had Murder talking about the different songs that he does and stuff. So it's like, is at some point Murder's probably gonna sell himself, sell his soul or whatever, just so he could be famous too? Is that possible? I don't know.
I thought it was more of Teak envisioning himself as the sacrifice to Murder's success instead of Murder having to sell anything. Because you remember when they was at the gas station and Murder's song started playing, Murder got up on top of the car and he looked at him and he was happy, but at the same time it hit him like, shit, he made it. He can't go no further without me. Like, he had this look in his face, and I felt like he felt like he had to sacrifice himself in order for Murder to be successful, on top of Wody telling him you got to get rid of Teak.
I love that, Necey, because I didn't even think of that. My head was in a place of when the guy asked Murder like the songs he does, and Murder listed out the songs that he do. The guy said you should get him on, like, this guy needs to be on the track. So I figured he was talking about Big Teak, and I'm thinking to myself, like, so did Big Teak always wanted to be an artist and felt as though it would never happen for him? Seeing Murder standing on top of the car was looking like,
he could live it through him.
Not really live it through him. In my head, I was just thinking that it would never happen for him because it's happening for Murder. So because of that, it made me think, is that another reason that made him feel like he should clap himself, especially when they sat down to get the dinner and Murder over there talking about Uncle Clifford like that's the best thing he ever came across, as though he didn't have a relationship with the man sitting right across from him. So I feel like that was the last straw as well. So that's how I was kind of looking at the situation. But I think Necey made a really good point on that. That was deep.
Man, this whole episode, shit.
And you know what else? It's just like with Big Teak, he was around, of course, going crazy at different times. And it's their response to Big Teak as a group and our response as viewers, to me, is so real, because a lot of times when a person is dealing with mental issues, we automatically be like, they crazy. We never think that it's something deeper than that. We just automatically kind of like write them off or whatnot. So I think he was feeling all of that energy.
I mean, I think we recognized that it was something deeper than that. I just didn't think we understood how deep it went. You know what I'm saying? Like finding out the backstory and, what happened with Teak's mom murdering his siblings, and then him being the only one that got away. Apparently that was like a real story. That was one of the things Katori talked about in her tweets. And so he's having that on him, on top of the fact that he has the darkness that happened in prison and all of the people that he killed during that time. I think for me, when I looked at the picture and thought about the artist selling his soul to the devil, I think that Teak feels like he sold his soul to the devil in order to be able to live after what happened. Because he talked about all of those people he killed. Like he was
Yeah.
like, I did way more than that, which makes me feel like he saw himself in some way as becoming the devil. Because later on, you know, in a moment, he says, I don't have no light left, which makes me feel like he saw himself as not just being in the darkness, but of the darkness as well, which is
Yeah.
why he felt like he had to go, because he was going to bring Murder down if he
Mhm.
didn't let him go.
He-
And I think that was probably the aggravation throughout the episode, where he kept trying to drop Murder off, and Murder didn't want to be dropped off because Murder
Yeah.
knew what he was going to do. I think on some level he understood it and was trying to save him. But it was like, you can't save somebody that feel like they just tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm. 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 Mm.
Yeah,
That was
deep.
tough.
And
Like,
so
and see,
much.
go ahead.
Oh,
Necey.
sorry, Jamie. So much that whenever they first introduced Teak, it made me think about fuck, I'm about to forget the name. Khalil Broad. Fuck, I'm about to say his last name wrong.
I think I know who you're talking about.
The guy who Jay-Z helped get out of prison. He
Was it
was in the
Broader?
hole. Broader, yeah, I think that's what it was. But Jay-Z helped him get out, and he was in prison a long time. But I know he was in a hole for like almost 2 years. And when he got out, so he went to prison for a crime he didn't commit because he was on probation from something he did when he was 15. I think he went to prison when he was 17, was in a hole for like 2 years because they had him in prison waiting for trial. Khalif Browder, thank y'all. And when he got out, he didn't see the light and he took his own life as well.
Wow.
So Teak made me think so much about him in that story.
That is
They did
so
a good job with
tragic.
the writing.
They did. And
Go
I
ahead.
just hated for Murder witnessing that. It did, for some reason, make me think about Monica, because I think Monica mentioned her boyfriend doing that. The singer Monica mentioned her boyfriend doing that in front of her, and I'm like, dang, I wonder how Murder is going to forever be changed by this
Because-
particular situation.
Yeah.
That is just so sad. Like, I hate that for T, especially considering the fact that we saw his, like, it really wasn't no happiness for him this entire episode, this entire season so far, except for him getting that car.
Except for this episode. We
Except
saw
for
him
the episode.
big the whole time, like from when they gave him the car, that ugly ass car, and he was doing the donuts and shit. Like, he was sad, but it was a happy sad. You know, and they were showing him appreciation for everything he had went through. And, you know, I guess at that moment, it must have all felt worth it for him in some respect. Another moment was when they was at the diner. I feel like the fact that he didn't think they would ever get to have that moment. I think as much as it was like, okay, I feel like it's time for me to go, it was also like all of these moments are making me feel like it should be the last day, because this is perfect. Having the day at the diner, even that last moment when they was on top of the car singing the songs and shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that felt like the perfect date that they probably thought they would never have. And for Teak, I think that was like the perfect end of story for him. You know what I mean? So it's just fucked up that it had to stain Murder in a real way. You know what I'm saying? He had on what, white, and had like that huge blood stain going down his leg. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that was metaphorically, you know what I'm saying? Like
a stain forever.
Yes.
That's gonna be a part of him forever.
The moment I saw him wearing white, I knew that was the day. When they was in the car and Murder was wearing white, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
I felt that my nerves was so bad the whole episode. When they was at the gas station, I thought he was gonna kill him. Like, I knew what was gonna happen. It's just the whole episode, you was kind of on the edge of your seat every time, except for when they were eating those damn wings. And that scene felt so, I don't know, I think they have the ability to make these moments between men seem so romantic and so tender in a way that people haven't been able to do to me. And it makes people who aren't normally comfortable with those types of scenes, it makes them see it differently. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that about the writing on this show.
1000%. I said the same exact thing because I never see that. You never see that. You may see a hug, this or here or there. You may understand what's happening between them, but you never really get the whole romantic feels like you do when it's a male and a woman. So it was really good. Let's get to Mississippi because I'm tired. Like, I hate to say it, but as Big T arrived to his moment, I need her to arrive to hers. Because I first of all, why she packed the kids up and then she was over there taking her time getting them to the car. I'm like, how you don't have no type of strategy? Like, I'm like, you should have made sure the car was running first, packed, threw whatever bags in the car, then went and got the kids and hurry up and got them in. She was just moving so slow, only to find out
in the car, and then put their seatbelts on around the corner.
Period. And couldn't go nowhere because the battery was gone, girl. I just could not. I'm so tired of seeing Keyshawn like this. But what I'm not understanding is like, why she ain't calling nobody? Like, why you just not calling nobody? I think it's because she don't want nobody to kill him. And somebody said it was because she don't got nobody. And I'm like, I don't think it's that she don't got nobody because she had Wody. If she can go to Wody, she could go to murder, but she's not. I think she's afraid for him to get clapped. Right. Go to Uncle Clifford. That scene just grinded my gears seeing her walk back inside. And I knew she wasn't going to shoot. I knew she wasn't going to pull the trigger. She's not ready. She's not at that place yet.
That wasn't smart for her to do that in that way. Anyway, she needs a plan. And that's what I thought she was going to come with this episode. But she needs to talk to Wody because Wody is good at handling things. And she needs to figure out a way to make this problem go away.
I was afraid that he was gonna be walking behind them as they walk back in the house. Like, where's your ass going? I definitely thought he was gonna be like, hold on.
Definitely seemed like he was gonna pull up. That's funny.
Yeah, I was scared. She definitely has to have a plan.
This whole episode had my fucking nerves bad. The whole
bad. Episode. My nerves wasn't too bad with Haley and them. I feel like that could have been, to me, the least entertaining part.
It pissed me off, I tell you that.
Why you say that?
Because I'm tired of fucking Corbin. I'm tired of Corbin. Corbin is very disrespectful. I'm tired of him manhandling the shit out of Haley for no reason. He's just, it's given, I hate women. It's given, I hate women. Ooh. Because even when he called Andre, the way he was going, she just doesn't understand her place, and she ain't nothing but a bitch with a half a brain, and all of this like real disrespectful, fucked up personal shit. Like, why you that upset at that lady because she don't want to sell you that property for what it's not worth? Like, why are you that mad? Everybody that's actually pulling money out their pocket to pay for it don't seem that mad about it.
Right.
Doesn't seem that mad about it. Why are you that mad about it? So exactly. Yeah, I don't like his energy towards Haley at all. And it annoys me that Andre doesn't check him because Andre likes to use Haley. It doesn't matter how he tries to act like she's doing shit that bothers him. He is constantly using her at his advantage.
The scene was only boring to me because Haley has the worst Southern accent out of everybody on this show. And that's because she's from the UK. So I'm just tired of the seductive whispering in the dance for you scenes,
not the dance for you scenes.
Music video.
Wow.
However, that's
a funny, Henny.
I would say
not the dance for you.
I'm not body party.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my dog. Why are you fighting like this? Get away from me with this. Oh my God.
I can't. Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
I think Corbin. No, you're fine, Bondy. I think Corbin also. I don't know if it's that he just don't like women or anything, but I think he doesn't like Haley. Oh, I didn't even see the super chat. Sorry, guys. I think he just don't like Haley because he looks down on her as her being a stripper, right? And she's really intelligent, I think. Like, she's up on game, and he expects her to be just as stupid as he probably would think Uncle Clifford would be. So I think that's why he gets so frustrated with her, and she know how to swindle her way into places. So he might see through her. He probably got the same frustration with her as that Uncle Clifford got. because it's something about it. Thank you so much, Zakia, for the super chat. And my apologies that I missed yours, Film Boy. Film Boy says Teak learning about how much Murder loved Clifford was not a last straw. In that moment, he knew that Murder was going to be okay and loved without him around. Murder staying was an act of love, but he will be traumatized because of it. Thank you so much, Film Boy, for the super chat and your thoughts. I appreciate that. I'm sorry that I missed the doggone super chat. God dog it. Sorry, guys. All right. So what else ended up happening on this show? I think the last thing, really the big thing, I mean, of course, we know Mercedes' daughter is pregnant or whatever, but it was Coach for me. Coach was really getting it in, and it was the way he cussed them out. Once he realized that they was up there smashing, and the way he was like, I know what 2 months fucking look like he was just cussing. But I loved how the lady checked him, and she was like, you've been so wrapped up in yourself that you didn't even realize that, you know, I like Cootie Squad just as much as you. I'm like, whoa. But I didn't fully, I was trying to first of all, Mercedes made me mad, because it's like, why would you tell him not to forget your 40K or whatever the amount was, only for you to leave the 40K? All because the lady gave you the shoes.
He picked it up though. He was already picking it up before she even came out the room. He was picking up that money. He wasn't gonna let her take that money.
And those was Mercedes shoes. The lady was giving her shoes like, sorry.
Yeah, like
right. And that's what I'm like. You don't even want to be with her like this. So why are you so mad? And you just leave some money out. I thought he was gonna give it to her.
I know one thing. That bitch better find a way to give Mercedes the rest of that fucking money. Since you up here, because she told her, you trying to fuck up my bag. She told her to act like nothing happened, and she was like, let him get mad. And now her 40K is out the window, and she needed that money, and it's fucked up. And I like the fact that they spoke on how for sex workers, when people, you know, do shit like that, that's a form of sexual violence. Like, we have an agreement that if I'm going to give my body to you, if I'm going to do something that I really didn't want to do, because she asked for you not to have your wife there in the first fucking place, and she goes and does it, you know, and then you don't hold up your end of the bargain, that is like, yeah, that's an act of sexual assault to me. And somebody said she signed a contract. No, she signed the NDA. She signed on what she wasn't going to say about their relationship, but she can't sign a contract for something that's illegal. That's not legally binding.
Yeah. I feel bad for Mercedes. As you mentioned, Bondy, that was a violation. I felt the same way when I saw her headed for the door. I was like, damn, like, you did all that, and you know, they just send you on your way, and the wife essentially used you only for her to stay with her husband. Like, not that I expected the wife to leave and fall in love with Mercedes, but Mercedes was collateral.
For sure.
It was just too funny though when he said, bitch, you didn't turn my wife out.
Like,
I knew this wasn't gonna end well for her. I knew it wasn't. Nothing ever goes well for Mercedes.
I'm mad that he didn't see it. Like, first of all, your wife got a wig on that made me feel like she was trying to hide something. And usually they be trying to hide they like ladies, especially if they got shoulder pads on in their shirts and they wear slacks. And that lady had on slacks and shoulder pads and a church lady wig. It screams lesbian. So if you didn't know, you was lying to yourself. And that's just how I feel. Sorry.
And she was a photographer, like Kerry Washington and Lil Fires Everywhere.
Yes. Photography, being an artist, having arm tattoos, all lesbian things. Not exclusively.
Y'all is a mess.
Together.
Anything else on P Valley, honey? That's it. Mercedes fumbled the bag, girl. Let's go ahead and scoot over. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dean. She should have had a strap and a pistol whip. And pistol whip Coach. Oh, mine. She definitely wouldn't have got away with that. Thank you for the super chat.
When I saw that comment say she should have had a strap, I thought they meant like a strap on.
Good night, bro. What is happening?
Bitch ass nigga, huh?
I was like, wow, they wilding, but nah, that was just me.
All right, y'all. Let's get into real quick, like Love and Marriage DC. So, of course, everybody's at Monique's house, all that other great jazz. the sex therapist is there. And once everybody went around telling their stories, I felt like Winter was trying to be, I guess like she was trying to be, talk to everybody on a human level or like relate to people or be understanding. And I just really didn't like the fact that Ashley was giving her pushback in that moment when she was trying to be like apologetic. What did y'all think about Ashley's response? Why you do that, Necey?
I actually really enjoyed Ashley's response.
Did you?
That was the only time where I was feeling away because the apology was not direct, like Ashley stated. And then if you're gonna apologize, don't say because I'm a Christian woman. That's like saying if you felt that way, or it's like saying I'm gonna apologize because that's what the Bible say, but really, and I felt like she still wasn't saying it with her chest. Just admit to saying what you said. So I agree with Ashley for that situation.
Okay, I just felt like Ashley just didn't want to like her at all. And I've been here for Ashley most of the season. But at that moment, I just felt like, Ashley, girl, you just don't want to like her at all. Like, everybody is here in this moment. So she is just giving a general apology to everybody. Like, I apologize for what I said about you all's husbands. And I felt like somewhat giving an apology to the husbands too. But I mean, Ashley didn't care.
I agree, Jamie. I felt like Winter was giving a sincere apology. I feel like Ashley just didn't want to like Winter, and didn't want to accept the apology because Necey, what did you say your reason was for feeling like her apology wasn't real?
Because she said, I'm a good Christian, so I will apologize.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say I understand what you mean by that, but like further investigation of Winter, I really think that she was in the church lady, warped mindset, which is I really shouldn't do these things that I really want to say and do because I'm a woman of God. So I shouldn't act like this. So when I apologize, I have to acknowledge that I'm not walking in that faith the way I say I should. So for her, I don't think it meant the same thing, but I understand why you would feel that way because I think now she's unwrapping, like based on what I've heard her say on Instagram and shit, it seemed like she's trying to like come out of this whole church lady ideal that she had for herself. I think that got her in a lot of trouble. Not just with the way she handles conflict, but also the way she sees men. Because I think that's like she said, that was a part of the reason why she fell for that crazy nigga Kevin was because he was coming at her from the church point of view. I'm praying with you. I found you in the church. Because women would feel like men that are in the church have some type of, deepness to them when really no, men know that they can go and find women that they can use up and take advantage of in a church.
Thank you so much, Eccentric Rain, for the super chat. Hello, beautiful ladies. Just want to say hi to Juvie. Oh, look at here. Thank you for the super chat.
Super chat. Okay.
Look at Juvie. Get some love out here. Okay, Juvie. So Irena and Winter are. You said what?
Snoring his ass off right now.
Is he? I don't even hear him.
Girl, listen. Look.
So wait a minute. He crawled in your lap just so he could go to sleep? Look at him. He's such a baby.
He is. Y'all know he's 4 months old now. So he's
Is he?
Yes, he's still such a baby.
I want one. Maybe someday I'll have a puppy so I can join the pack, guys. But so Irena and Winter, they're back cool for the moment. Okay. Of course, Kevin has been saying some things. Kevin asked, first of all, let's get to Kevin. Kevin crazy as hell. Quick made me feel away because Quick, you're fake as hell as much. And it's crazy because I've been here for y'all like majority of the season. But when Quick sat up there and gonna ask who brings papers to a crab boil, a scammer. Well, then who the hell you think sat up there and met with you when y'all boys linked up and he had papers, but you were so sold on going along and just believing whatever the hell this man sat up here and told you, all because you do not like Winter. You are definitely your wife's husband. I have to say, I have really liked y'all, but I see how you heavily align your thoughts to your wife. And it's interesting because it's like, even if she wrong, like, are you ever going to tell her or you just going to go along with whatever. I feel like it's okay and it's a healthy way to like tell your wife, like, hey babe, this, can't agree with you on that, whatever. So I mean, I didn't like that at all. What did y'all think of that little part?
It's funny that you say that,
Quick
because
pissed me
I feel like it's Quick too. I feel like initially, I think Quick went at Winter harder than Ashley did at that table the first time. Like, he was a little bit more like making fun of her versus Ashley that had real questions about like, well, how did you not know this, and that? Because that's why we were like, yeah, we understand what Ashley's saying. But I think Quick brings out the nasty version of Ashley, and I think they sometimes do the same thing to one another. But yeah, no, Quick definitely shows female tendencies with the way he likes to go at. To me, when he was on Carlo's show going off on Winter, that was probably the thing that turned me off the most. I was like, oh, you real bitch made, ain't you? And then he didn't check Kevin when Kevin basically told Ashley's ass to shut up when they was at that table. But then when she was in conflict with Winter, let my wife talk. Nigga, shut up.
I forgot all about that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Bondy, because that was something I noticed during the show and then forgot all about. He was like, wait a minute, it didn't say nothing. People in the comments was killing me on my live. They were saying that Quick falls in line because Ashley's the one with the BDE. And I was like, damn, you are right. Quick was very much giving Patricia, stay out of women's business. Yeah, he was. But you touched on Winter and Arena. I want to talk about that just because Arena is like the equivalent to Sheree in my book. Arena and Sheree are the epitome of like naive 50-year-old women. So one of the things I noticed Arena did was she follows Ashley. So whenever Ashley said she was upset that the apology wasn't direct, Arena went and accepted her apology one-on-one. And it wasn't until they sat down at the table and Monique called it out that Arena then had to preface with, well, I know her apology wasn't direct, but I apologize too. Almost feeling as if she had to explain to Ashley why you decided to be cool with Winter, like off the script. Why do you feel like you as a woman can't say, hey, me and her gonna be cool? You had to preface with, I know I talk shit with you, Ashley, but let me explain why this is why I talk to Winter in private. It's just so many people on this show that's full of shit.
I also know that Ashley, I feel like Ashley lives up to that head of the Mean Girls role. Because when they were coming back downstairs, she made a comment to Arena, oh, Miss Forgiver, you're coming back down. Like basically kind of trying to mention that Arena went to forgive Winter and she didn't really like that. And I just kind of felt like, why are you so bothered? Like, you really wanted her to have beef with this girl because you don't like her. And because she plays this secondary, like you said, insecure woman, just not, they just act like they ain't got no sense. And it don't make no sense.
No, it don't. It don't. We did get a chance to see where Winter got a chance to kind of confront him. And I was loving the song that she ended up coming up with. I was cackling when I saw Monique up there beating on the drums and Ashley came back out. I was surprised that Ashley left, though. I'm surprised all the couples left. I thought they would have just stayed there for the entertainment. Y'all wanted so many answers. Now he there to give y'all answers or for y'all to witness what Winter has been saying. And then now everybody want to get up from the table and walk away and leave. He was on some foolishness. Huh?
It wasn't going along with the narrative that they wanted, which was that it was all Winter and she was the crazy one. Because she was sitting there reading that ass down. Now y'all want to get up from the table.
Yeah.
Right. And you heard Ashley say that. Ashley said, I don't even like this BIT, and she ain't lying. She right. I'm like, yeah, she not. But I felt Ashley towards the end when she was telling her, like, I mean, he is crazy, girl, but I still feel like you could have read the room when it came down to it. So I'm still with Ashley on that part. I feel like she could have still did a better job of vetting him. But Winter says that it was because of, like, if it was business, she would have read him out the gate. But because it was on a personal level and he got to her more spiritually, she was like, that's how he was able to slither through. But say what?
The fence is down.
I guess. Well, not in the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, right? The legs was
Mhm.
up. Like I
Mhm.
can't ride with that one. Like
Speaking of
personal.
legs,
Personally,
we didn't even talk. We didn't even talk about Arena and Jamie having sibling sex. You
Oh,
remember what he said?
yes.
He said that not literally. He said that them having sex is basically like brother and sister at this
Oh
point.
yeah,
And she don't
that's
like her
embarrassing.
body. And I was just kind of like, why not? He must be too aggressive. Are you using teeth? What's going on?
Well, she don't even like doing it. She don't like giving oral either. So it's like, what do y'all do? But then she said that the sex was robotic. So I'm like, what are y'all doing then?
And she just wanted to be over. So has it ever been really enjoyable? And it
Ooh,
wonder, like, has it been like on an abusive level? Because I think sometimes like men might like sex that's a little bit rougher than a woman might like, but she's not gonna say anything. And he does kind of give off a vibe where the sex will probably be more so about him and his pleasure than it would be about hers. Even in a way that she may not know how to communicate that to him, because she just always comes off like she's scared to say shit to him unless she has somebody around.
yeah. So Winter and Ashley ended up kind of making up. I don't think it's going to last long, but I definitely enjoyed the moment of all of the ladies coming together towards the very end of the episode. But I don't think it's gonna last long. And it seems like from the reunion that's gonna come up, it's really gonna go to the left for her. But is there
I'm sorry.
any of the no? Tell me what you gonna say?
Somebody said Arena is giving lipstick lesbian, and I didn't want to say anything because somebody else in the comments already was like, everybody doesn't like women. So I didn't want to say anything, but I sometimes get the energy that when women don't like having sex with their man, it's because they may not like having sex with men, period, but just haven't had the space or the, the societal, I guess, I don't know, invitation to figure that out for themselves, essentially. I feel like Arena might be the type of woman that would have liked the girl but knew it was in her best interest to be with a man because that looked better.
And that intuitive reader says she is all about image, but I also feel like she may not want to have sex with her husband because he for the streets. And she knows.
That's who. Because he, they say that he got,
Love
people
somebody in the comments.
like, oh no, Jamie isn't cheating. We know Jamie isn't cheating. It's giving Jamie.
She said, I ain't never said he was in the bed with no bitch. You know when she said that? I was like, trigger.
I said that. And I'm like, it don't matter what you said. Like, girl, it's still in the same ballpark. We know what's going on.
Hello.
Trigger.
Girl. How do you spiritually connect with the scammer? That's a good question. I'm not sure.
People do it all the time. And I knew Bondy was gonna say
it. They do it all the time in the church house.
Right. It's your pastors driving Bentleys.
Fucking TD Jakes, motherfucker. Like, Tyler Perry church plays. What you talking about?
Right. I knew you was gonna say it. I was like, somebody better tell it before I do. They're scamming everybody out here.
Hail Barry.
That's why you gotta unwrap yourself from it all.
Lord, so y'all saying people go to church every week and they be spiritually connected with a scammer. Y'all.
Not all of them, but a lot of them.
But a lot of them.
I mean, I've seen a few pastors that have had to leave, priests that have had to leave because, things have come out. So at the end of the day.
Right. Y'all, I ain't replaced the heater yet for winter, but the Lord blessed me with a new Phantom. Okay, we all dance.
Good night. And
look at my sons wearing Rolexes. Look what the Lord doing for them. But keep on keeping on. Okay.
Oh Lord. All right. Anything else for Love and Marriage, DC? Nope.
I like that ball gag that Monique got. I ain't
the what?
Lie. That ball gag that Monique got. I was like, I wonder how I would feel about that.
Well, Chris was enjoying it.
Breathe.
You think like he can't breathe? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Can't have allergies.
My mouth was open.
Let's move on to married. So medicine, because the ladies are back. I thought this was a pretty cute episode. I thought it was cute.
It was good.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't really open to having Quad back on the show for real, for real. I'm like, I want to see Quad, but I'm actually liking what Quad is bringing in the first episode. It seemed like she's more than just a friend of the show, I guess. So we learn about her nephew. I didn't know her brother passed away, so that was interesting to hear. I was like, dang, her brother passed away, like. Because I was, when they did the flashback, I said, oh, that's her brother's child. But then we find out that he passed away. So that was really sad. I'm not going to lie. I got misty-eyed. Felt really bad for that baby. But her mom is now living with her. So that's good. So, I mean, I don't know if we're going to see Quad. They ain't no doctor or anything. But that would be nice if she's going to be on the show. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But it seems like we're going to get more into, like, her family life and the stuff she got going on. The next thing I wanted to highlight was Toya. I don't know why Toya keeps bouncing from house to house. I do not get that. It's giving keeping up with the Joneses. And as soon as Anila moved in last season, it's, oh, I want to go and get the bigger house. I want to have a much bigger house. I'm going to put this house on the market. But I guess she ended up selling that house within a year. So what did y'all think about Toya always having to shift it, change it, rearrange it? And I'm surprised Eugene's not woe out yet, because he's the one that's really taking care of everything.
I think that's why they moved, because he is wore out. I think it just didn't add up to me. The math is not math. That I understand equity is one thing, but if you spent damn near 2 years to build the house, why live in it for 9 months and only get a year's worth of equity out of it when you could have got 2 years worth of equity, 3 years worth of equity out of it?
Right.
And if you built that house from the ground up, why didn't you, consider a yard if that's the reason why you're moving? So it don't make sense to me. I think that they can absolutely afford the house, but I think that it's requiring them to budget versus getting a house that they could just pay without thinking about. I'm sure these people got money, but why get into a house that's causing you to budget? Plus, they were fresh in the house when the pandemic happened. And they, like, Toya's money from Married to Medicine might have provided a cushion in that house. Yeah. Maybe they had a plan for her to actually start a business, so that money could be a cushion instead of just relying on Eugene. And because of the pandemic, maybe they didn't know when they was going to film again. So I think it's definitely more than what they said, but I think she got a cute excuse as to why they sold and are now renting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Besides Quad, I don't care about Quad coming back. I don't know why people be acting like it's a bad thing. Because she's not married to a doctor no more. Child, ain't none of the basketball wives married to nobody. They still there. It's not about that. Anyway, at this point. What else is going on? Toya in them houses. Yeah, I don't know. It don't make sense. It's giving robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's giving keeping up with the Joneses. It's giving fronting. Okay, it's giving projection. It's giving sad. It's giving, are we deepening our pockets, or are we, going to the poorhouse? Which one are we doing? I don't know, but I'm glad they're taping.
I am too. Anila's husband, that man is stressed the hell out. He is stressed out, and I do not blame him, because he does more to me. Well, in my opinion, I could be wrong. I mean, I guess, child. Well, he probably neck and neck with Eugene for real, with providing for the household, and then for y'all to go over the budget of what was supposed to be. And honestly, Anila, the one you said what?
About 1.5 million over the
budget. That's a lot. That is a lot, and she ain't bringing in nothing. Nothing. I feel like
the whole house. That was it.
That's crazy to me. And she new to Married to Medicine, so I don't even know, like, what are you really making? I don't think she's making what Toya making. Toya can at least help out.
I'm trying to understand how she used her social media to furnish that whole house, because I need to know her ways.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got to find out right now. I was wondering if it was a situation of, like, people sending her furniture, but then I also wondered if it was the affiliate links, because you get credits every time somebody purchases. So I wonder if it's a combination of the money that she made off of affiliate links too.
They said she per post, pay per post. So I feel like for the furniture, as long as she was posting it she was probably getting paid. Or like, you know, take it and post it and you're good. Hilarious.
It's making me think about brand ambassador work.
Yep.
So when you do brand ambassador work and you go to different locations or whatever the case is, now it's evolved because now they have Instagram, right? But when you do brand ambassador work, you do get those items for free as long as you're constantly being out here promoting it. So I'm sure that they probably gave her that stuff for free. And then she probably, I feel like, I don't know, it could be twofold. And I'll tell you that. But anyway.
Okay, girl. What's on the bag?
I think that it could be twofold, but I'm thinking that they probably gave her that furniture as long as she constantly promotes them, likely for free, right? However, my homegirl used to work for the Container Store, and they actually do contracts. Ooh, maybe saying too much. Anyway, they actually do contracts with influencers where they will pay you, and then you also get their product. So when I think of that, she could be getting both. She probably worked out a contract with that particular company where they'll send her stuff out, and then she'll probably just get send her, the free items on top of paying her a monthly paycheck as long as she puts so many posts up on her page every day. She could just take a normal picture because she's an influencer, and all she got to do is just tag whatever she got in the background. But somehow she got up off that Instagram and got into the corporate sector to be able to get a contract directly with this particular company. So I think that's probably she on some stuff like that. So I can't be mad at her. At least she furnished the whole house. At least they have to spend another 1.2 million on that. Definitely would give her that.
Research.
Did y'all see the new? You say what?
Nothing.
You need to do something. Do what you gotta do, girl. Did y'all see the new woman, the new attorney? I forgot her name. Audra. I think it's Audra. Did y'all catch her? It was like a light little introduction. It looked like she coming in as Heavenly's friend.
Yeah, I thought that in the previews for the fight in this upcoming season, I thought that was Quad, but someone in the comments said that that's actually Audra that's going to fight Toya.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be her. Yep.
Huh.
They're going to be
going. I don't know, just based off, I don't know nothing about her, but if I had to guess, I would say I think I like her.
Okay, cool. Dr. Contessa, she's over here working on being in the fitness world again. Seems like her and her husband are back on one accord. They seem much happier than they did last season, but I'm like, has it been enough time? Did he really learn what he needed to learn? I mean, I don't know. It is making me wonder about, Dr. Heavenly feel like it was fate.
He didn't. I think they found a better way to manage their perception. I think they let shit get too out of control last season. I do think that he's done a little bit of work, but I don't think it was anything real, only because when he was talking to the men, he said there's been miscommunication and malinformation, but I still didn't feel like he took accountability for the part he played. Like, are you saying malinformation on your end to your wife? Because then we would just call it a lie. Lies. Or are you saying malinformation, meaning other people were telling your wife misinformation? It was just weird. He was just talking like a scammer to me. Kind of the same way he was talking to her whenever he was explaining the life coach last season. So,
for me, I feel like Contessa still seems unhappy. And I also didn't like the way her children, especially her daughter, came running over with her energy kind of the same as Scott's toward the trainer. Like, what you doing by my mom? Like, why are you even, as a young child, why are you even computing that man being by your mom like that? And it makes me feel like Scott does way too much of the communicating with the children, how he feels about Contessa. And I think we saw him do that before, like in the car with them when she was going to school. And it caused issues because the kids are basically responsible for his emotions. So they have his feelings toward what Contessa was doing. So I'm looking at that when she runs over. I was just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck that was about, but that made me feel like, yeah, it made me feel like, especially when Contessa said, in case she needs to, take care of herself, or in case
I'll be in good shape to leave if I need to.
Yes, which made me feel like it's still a part of the it ain't fixed. It ain't fixed. I don't think it is at all. And it's sad because I feel like Contessa doesn't really want to be there. I don't think she wants to be there, but I think she has put herself in a box in her mind.
Not a box in her mind. Damn. What are y'all thoughts? So what?
That's it. That's what we do.
Well, she's currently not speaking to Heavenly because of the things Heavenly had to say. I do think Heavenly, she might do have to tone it down over there on the IG, because you be on the show. I'm sorry, not the IG, but the YouTube. You be on the show, and then you come on YouTube, and then you be dragging these folks, and you be saying these people are your friends. She even said stuff about Quad. I do think that when it comes to that, she might want to ease up off of that just a little bit. Now, I do think, like, okay, yeah, that's Heavenly. We all know that's Heavenly. That she gonna do that anyway because that's just how she is. But at the same time, these are your friends. And you over here playing these people down to the social media. So I wonder if it's gonna come a time where she gonna have to get off of the tube. Maybe not, because she been on here for so long. A few years? She said 5, but I don't think it's been on 5 years now.
Really?
I mean,
I don't think it's been 5 now.
For me, I feel like she definitely could pull back a little bit on the way she talks about them, because she does talk about them with reckless abandon. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, Contessa, didn't you go on YouTube to talk about everybody else with her? And didn't you also say that you live in a volatile situation? So I'm trying to understand exactly what Contessa is upset about. Are you upset about specific things that have been said? Or are you upset, period, because she talked about you? Because you were fine with her talking when y'all were talking about the other women. And on top of that, I feel like if you're in a volatile household, then something going on is abusive. Be real. You said that yourself. So I honestly feel like she taking her feelings about Scott out on Heavenly, because you know who Heavenly is. And even though Heavenly Mouth is terrible, I still feel like she is like upset, and I feel like it's more so her issues with Scott than it is her issue with Heavenly.
I had no idea she was on live with Heavenly.
Yeah, she was. Paul Heavenly. Anything else about Mary as to Medicine Girls?
Oh, somebody said something I won't comment on. Somebody said so it's okay for Candy to do it, but not Heavenly. I feel like Candy knows how to do this. Okay. Candy talks, but Candy says shit about the people she don't give a fuck about. When it comes to her and Kenya, she'll say, that's my friend. We beefed out right now, but that's still my friend. She'll talk about her the way women talk about their friends who they care about, but they're gonna be honest and say they got an issue right now.
Right.
For me, it's not the same. And also, I feel like Candy has a lot of couth that Heavenly doesn't have. Just saying.
I agree. Yeah, that's the perfect explanation. Or if Candy want to go in on somebody, she invite her friends to do it.
Good night.
She do.
Not invite the friends to go in. Okay. All right, guys. Well, speaking of Candy, let's talk about it. Let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. And say what?
Did y'all see the TikTok I sent y'all? Of the little girl.
Let me see. When did you send that?
Earlier today was a little girl singing.
Oh.
And she sounded just like Candy, they said. It was funny. But yeah.
This one.
Keep listening.
I love this little girl.
I'm starting to believe somebody is living inside her.
The
She's so cute. Okay. Girl.
Somebody in the comments said she sound like Candy.
She do. She's so. I love that little girl. She is so cute. I think her name Love Marie or something like that on Instagram or whatnot. Okay, guys. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Girl, hold on. Let me see if I got some notes over here. I'm trying to remember what all happened on Real Housewives of Atlanta. First things first, I do want to talk about Marlo kicking out her nephews, which I felt like was not right. I don't think that was something she should have done, especially with these kids constantly being bounced around all over the place. And then because you feel like you can't take it, you just can't just throw them out whenever you want to. And honestly, she says, what she says to the ladies, I told them. No, I think she said it on the after show. Well, it's not like I just gave them to anybody. I gave them to my sister. Somebody that I took care of. But you also told your sister you don't care where the hell they go. They just got to leave your house, like drop them off wherever. But your sister was like, well, just give them a 30-day cleanse. I just felt like Marlo was wrong for that, in my opinion. You know, I do understand her not having kids ever before. I get that. I understand the pressures. But I feel like that's the same thing. Some moms that this is their first child or first set of children together, that they have to like deal with themselves all around the same time. So I just feel like they don't really have the option to walk away. Or just here you go. Some of them do. Mm-hmm. And what do they do when they do that? We label them accordingly. So Marlo, you took on the responsibility to be they Monty. So you're gonna have to show up. And unfortunately, this is what comes with the territory. You're going to deal with things that's going to happen in school that you're really not going to want to deal with because you got your own SHI going on. But you have to navigate it and figure that part out. What are y'all thinking about that?
I think Marlo want to be Uncle Phil so fucking bad. When they first came on the show, all she did was talk about how she took them from the projects to private school, from this to designer. And it still wasn't good enough at the end of the day to solve some of the issues that they had. But what I hated the most was whenever she kicked the boys out, she was looking for validation from the other women that she was a good parent because of all the stuff that she bought for them. She seeked validation from Sonia and Sheree, and they didn't give her that validation. So she took her ass over to Candy. Candy didn't give her that validation. I think it's just generational neglect, basically, from Marlo's mom to Marlo's sister to her kids, and who knows before that. But at some point in time, Marlo do the work. I don't have any sympathy for Marlo at all when it comes to her feeling a way about the kids acting up. And Bondy mentioned a good point a couple weeks ago whenever she put them on FaceTime with their mom. That was evil in itself. She's using the kids, and I hate to see it. I feel like a lot of times people who go through a struggle in life, they can either heal from it and become stronger, or they either use it as a crutch or a way to manipulate. And that's what Marlo has done.
And with that being said, I want to say shout out to Kenya, because I feel like Kenya has been healing from her shit slowly but surely, nonetheless. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, Marlo ain't shit. You have, I think, saw these children as a storyline as soon as it was available to you. And I feel like it was only a matter of time where we would see that you were perpetrating like you really cared about them. And you may love them, but I don't think you know what that looks like exactly because you didn't experience it yourself. And that's unfortunate. But like I said, as soon as you made those children responsible for their mother's rehabilitation, you put them at a disadvantage for a storyline. And she was doing that shit with the crying and all of that. That shit made me feel like that was fake. I don't care what nobody say. Okay. And now the boys are acting out. And I don't even know if they're really acting out or if you're lying and saying that they're acting out so that you can make it seem like they're giving you a hard time. And so you can use them as a storyline. But I will say this, either way, the way you talk to people and the way you interact with people and the way you have conflict with people is going to teach those boys how to behave. So when they curse their teachers out and tell them about their pussy mouths and how they're not being paid enough to argue with a child, just know that you taught them how to behave that way.
Oh, wow.
You know, I noticed, and Bonnie, good point. She could be lying and saying that they're acting out, because Marlo is for stunts, and those boys are old enough to know whenever the stunts are happening. For example, the first episode of the season, or maybe it was the second, whenever they showed her and her Monty life, and the boys was downstairs with the crust still in their eyes. They was eating breakfast. She was talking about how she sends them out the door with breakfast every morning. But one thing she said to the boys was, "Hey guys, I know it's really early," which tells me you don't have a routine with them boys the way that you're trying to act for these cameras. You're trying to act like you on your P's and Q's and you really not. Because if you really were on this routine, the boys wouldn't have crust in their eyes eating breakfast. They would be used to it and they would be out the door, but they didn't even want to participate in your foolishness. So that was stunts from the get-go.
Which now got me wondering if that is a scheme that Marlo set up to come to us with the BS. Because if this is how the kids normally are, I guess it just happened to be caught on camera, and she probably felt like she did a bad job at acting or whatever. So that's why she's being so hard on herself. And then she concocted a whole nother plan of, hey, y'all gonna have to go ahead and get out because now I feel a little embarrassed and I need to get back to me for a second. I just think she handled this just all completely wrong. If they mama has somewhat abandoned them for whatever, drug usage or whatever she got going on, like, don't be that person. You feel what I'm saying? And then I also felt like it was a bit selfish to me because you already see your sister got what she said, her sister got 4 toddler boys.
Yes.
This woman got 4 toddler boys, and you don't care. You over there stressing about the two grown little boys that really can, do for themselves, not everything, but a lot of things for themselves. Are you serious? And then you're going to dump those boys off on your sister. So now your sister got probably herself, whoever with her, them kids, exactly 6 people, probably 7.
Like that was
like
a situation
outside of herself.
Everybody involved. Like that was.
It was.
Girl.
And she said her sister is a nurse. So them kids are like, who's watching the kids on the days that her sister is at work for 12 hours?
Michael and William probably watching them 4 kids now. So next time when you come back to me, you're going to be happy that this is your setup and you're going to do what I tell you to do because you don't want to go back over there where you got to be big brothers to the 4 toddlers, right?
Ooh.
She ain't shit.
Ooh, I ain't think about that. Ooh, shit. I didn't even know her sister was a nurse. I ain't catch that part, but damn, that's a lot of hours she got to put in. So I hate that for her. Sheree and Fatum. I don't know about Fatum, y'all. I'm not a fan of Miss Fatum. Sheree gets emotional when Fatum is talking to her about Tyrone because Tyrone running around here and he's pretty much trying to get clout off of the relationship that he has with her. Fatum, what struck me was Fatum saying that I've been trying to hook her up with a better, decent guys or whatever for the past few years. So you've been dealing with this ain't SHI's dude all this time, and then now that he broke your heart, it is kind of like you want a little sympathy from us, but we don't care when your friends was out here trying to tell you that this ain't it and you should get somebody else. Like
it's 2012, right?
Is
it what she told us at the beginning of 2012? That's why it took so long to build that damn house. The money was funny, inconsistent.
So who was paying for the house?
I think Tyrone
was paying. Is that some Candy ask? Did Candy ask that question?
Her mama. Some people say because the house is in her mama name, so it could have been partially her mama's money and some of his money from scamming people.
Yep, and I think that's why Tyrone was trying to act like he couldn't be caught on film with Sheree or saying, and he said something in the season like, yeah, you part of the reason why I went back. And she's trying to make it seem like the shit don't make sense. But to me, I think Tyrone knows exactly what he's talking about, which means you have some connection to him and his illegal ties, which probably got to do with that house that took forever.
Wow. I don't know. I wouldn't. That wasn't.
I always thought that.
Okay.
I'm like, who was building a house for 10 damn years? And she wasn't.
I thought her kids were helping. I feel like it probably was. I was wondering what else she was doing, but I figured it probably was a family thing. But I never even considered like Tyrone being a person that was contributed to the household like that or taking care of stuff. That's okay. Gotcha.
How was she married to Bob and didn't get any money in a divorce? If you remember, by the time they got divorced, I don't think Bob had a lot of money. And on top of that, I feel like Bob did a lot of hiding money so that she wouldn't get it. Because remember when he was running away from her at the courthouse looking all stupid and he poked his tongue out? It made me feel like he had gotten away with hiding the bulk of his ends from her.
Dang. Well, we hate it. I also hate the fact that she scammed me with her tears. Because I did not believe that Sheree was crying. I'm sorry, I
Not
didn't.
even a little bit.
Like we couldn't even
I
see it.
believe
It's like you
her.
want our sympathy, but I can't even see you. Like, I mean, you believed it? I ain't believe.
Yeah, them ears was red. Them ears was red. I I actually did believe her just because I don't know. That was like a terrible cry. That was belching, and I would not play myself like that on TV. Well,
But
shit, I guess Sheree would.
I'm about to say Sheree would. Chips doing her because she ain't got shit else to do. She would grade this shit out.
Barry talking about something he beneath her. I said, girl, this man, what did Trina say? You beneath me and you will always be. Girl, that's been the case. And you just not realizing that.
He was on top of his dick. That's why he was beneath you, because you was on his dick.
Very. Now she did talk about it on the after show how he really has been looking for clout, and she knows it was him that ended up leaking the to the tabloids and stuff. When he first got out of jail, she said she had met him at the airport, and when she met him at the airport, he was asking her, do she have a Who Gonna Check Me Boo shirt? Because he wanted to wear it when they come to the airport. And when they were together, she said that pictures and stuff were taken. And then next thing you know, it was leaked. And she was like, well, that's strange. So when they got to, I guess, Philadelphia or wherever he's at, or somewhere up north, wherever he's at, when they got there, she said he kept going in and out the room, being on the phone, kept going in and out. And she just said some stuff was just like a little off. And then one of the guys, I guess he had got some other cameraman or somebody to take a picture. And they were like, we need Sheree in the next shot. So he definitely was giving clout. I don't understand that though. Talking about he need to tell his story, but we don't even know you. So what do you need to tell us? Like we really don't. It's nothing for us to know. But okay.
Sell it to
know?
WeTV. Sell it to WeTV, honey. We'll listen over there on Love After Lockup, honey, but we don't care over here on Real Housewives.
You know what? I think that Sheree should figure out how to make that double bag if she can. I think she should. I mean, Phaedra went over there to marriage boot camp, so she can go ahead and go over there and probably make some work.
Absolutely nothing over there at marriage boot camp. Didn't give us a motherfucking thing.
What, at marriage boot camp?
Yeah, Phaedra didn't give nothing. That relationship wasn't real. His hair wasn't real.
Good night.
Like she wanted.
I didn't even see the guy.
Not the man hair not being real, Bondy.
It was given S curl. It was given juicy fruit. It was given S curl. It was given late 80s.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Danielle. We do not care, sir. We don't. Thank you for the super chat. We do not care. Drew and her mama. It really don't matter. We don't really got to talk too much about Drew, girl. Let's skip down. Let me go back so we can talk about.
You didn't think that was weird that the spirit person said that she need to watch out for a woman or a man with the spirit of a woman?
Like
I guess it was a little weird because my thoughts went straight to her husband, Ralph.
Me too. That's why I went.
Ralph or Ralph's
or that assistant person. Anthony. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why the mama felt the need to you know what was interesting? I will say I'm glad you mentioned to talk about it. What was interesting to me was Drew telling her mama that Ralph had to cut off the assistant, but the mama didn't even dive deeper into that conversation. She just wanted to talk about this book that he was doing and him adopting the child. And I'm like, you ain't hear what your daughter just said? She had to cut this man off. You know what I'm saying? Or she had to, the man had to cut the assistant off because she felt uncomfortable. You ain't dive into that. And it's like, why are you diving into him adopting the child? And I get that. I know y'all want that to happen, but how long have they been married? I understood kind of where Ralph was coming from. That is kind of like, I guess, a sensitive spot for the dad. But at the same time, you are the one that's taking care of the child. So if that's what you want to do, that will be okay. But I feel like once Ralph accepts adoption for this child, I don't know if his biological dad will still be held responsible for like child support and stuff like that. I haven't experienced that process.
He probably not paying child support anyway. He just got out of jail.
Right. I also
that's
last season, remember?
They met.
Yeah, when they sat down at the gotcha. Yeah.
She said they ain't seen him in a minute. But for me, the thing that aggravated me with Drew, in this situation is because you're talking about how he doesn't even treat your son the same as he does you guys' biological kids.
Right.
But yet he writing a motherfucking book about how to be a great stepfather that the side chick assistant got him a deal on. That sounds like bullshit to me. That sounds like a way to make you feel bad about making him get his little easy access the fuck up out y'all house. And now he wants you to feel bad so he can get her back in there. So he's making her seem as if she's more valuable than she really is, so that he can easily get her back in. Because remember, he was saying that he resented her. He's been dragging that shit out, trying to get that girl back in that house, I bet. And Drew is stupid. No disrespect, Drew, but you give vacant, you give thirsty, you give so happy to have Ralph be your man. When we're wondering why. He don't treat you well.
She gives all of those things.
Okay, we can tell he don't treat you well by the way you argue with the other women. You tit for tat and nitpick the fuck out the other women, and that's because that's the way Ralph do you.
Like whatever Sheree said, you don't know how to give a compliment because you don't get them. I laughed, but I was like, damn, that was true. When it comes to Ralph and his child, I think he just don't want to adopt him.
You think so?
Similar to the reasons Bondy said, because he treats him differently. And also, I feel like if Josiah is actually adoptable, that means that his father would have already signed away his parental rights. So if the father doesn't have rights on him and he's adoptable, why wouldn't Ralph do it? And I think it's just something he don't want to do. But it's real weird that you want to make money off of that. You might as well adopt.
This was awesome. This is good. You guys brought in some things I didn't think about or consider. Come on. Yes. Come on, OOFP. Come on. Yes, this is good. Thank you. Thank you. James Potts, thank you so much for the super chat. All these damn prophets, but Drew still can't see the future. I feel bad for her a little. Thank you so much for the super chat.
And also, how the fuck you at the end of the episode talking about black magic, but got prophets calling you on the phone to tell you about strange women? Make it make sense, Drew.
You're right. The prophet was talking to her mama, and the prophet last season was talking about LaToya. You are so right. It's a fine
That
line.
is fact.
But we real freaked out by incense and
Absolutely.
Okay.
But you just said, and then you navigating this entire party based on what this lady said. You trying to figure out who the one she talking about instead of looking at your husband before you left the house.
Right. And who trusts the prophet in top to bottom Louis Vuitton? Like last season.
That's another thing. You was trusting men that was trying to take advantage of women. You was trusting men being hoes. We can't trust you or your mama discernment when it come to prophets.
Oh, embarrassing. Whew. Well, we also can't trust Miss Fatum. I'm saying Fatum. Her name Fatum, but she made me feel away. Okay. When she sat up there and pulled that damn background check and gonna sit up there, I felt like she was lying. Like I didn't do it. My friend did it. I was just complaining about Drew, so they just magically just pulled it out. I feel like we all have friends that we know who to go to for. Okay, if you tell this one friend something, they probably gonna be like, okay, girl, let me research this and find this out for you, girl. Like you know who you're going to. What's up, Bondy?
Not for twat. I'm done.
I just saw that.
Oh my God. Yo. For twat. Thank you so much, Kenya Jones, for the super chat. You guys are so smart and entertaining. Way better than any of the shows you're reviewing. Brains, very attractive. Thank you so much, Kenya. We appreciate you. Thanks for the super chat. Yes, but I felt the way about what Fatum did because I felt like it really wasn't that deep for you to want to even get a background check on this woman. Like, I don't think that Drew really did that much of anything to you for you to do that. So now it's just a little shysty for me. And it's like, Sheree, you got a friend up here that's up here pulling background checks, looking out for you and others.
She wants to be on the
But
show.
you couldn't take her word when it came down to Tyrone. You just wanted to continue to mess with him and stuff. Like,
But you
it's
know
not
these girls
adding
don't
up.
trust. They don't trust nothing when they come to these niggas. Okay, that dick touch your heart, bitch. You don't believe nothing.
Well,
your
then
friend.
you're right. There's the answer there. Definitely
plus,
when it touches
She
that.
using Fatum because she knows she ain't got no storyline. She knows she boring the fuck out of us walking around her house eating Lay's potato chips.
So it's giving backup. It's giving. Let me bring her on the show so I can have somebody that's going. What Necey say? Candy do? You said she'll bring people on the show to say what she don't want to say. That's what Fatum is.
Yeah, that's what.
Every time Fatum come around, it feels like a casting call, only because Mayetta is there. And like Mayetta comes on the show. Well, we really don't see much from her, but she's like a friend of the show, but kind of not really. And she's just authentically herself, and she's just there. But then Fatum is there too, so you see the same +1. So I'm like, this is a casting call, and Fatum is looking for her name to fame.
Maybe that's why Drew was ignoring her so bad at the table, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed the fact that she was ignoring the hell out of her. Like,
she was ignoring her because Drew never had nothing to say when people come with facts. Drew never has anything to say.
But I feel like that, like when you pull like one of them basic, I never have, but I'm making an assumption. When you pull these basic background checks, it's gonna have not aliases, but other people that's connected to this person. So I feel like there was nothing for Drew to really come back because this woman was on some humbug at the end of the day. And y'all trying to link her, oh, your husband uses these aliases at the hotel. Why I feel like Kenya threw that in? I feel like Kenya threw that in. I think Kenya, I don't think that lady said that. I think Kenya, I don't know if she said the hotel, but she said, yeah, your husband used an alias Danielle when he went to Florida or something. I'm like, I think Kenya threw that in.
I think did old messy ass. I love you. I ain't gonna lie.
Kenya was like, she was. I think. I don't know. I don't want to hold too much. Drew only addressed the Danielle alias, but I'm like, don't famous people use aliases so people can't track them down? Like, you're gonna get a phone and another person. You're gonna get a phone bill in somebody else's name. You gonna do. I was telling them the story about how I called the operator and asked them to connect me to Usher Raymond. And the phone rung, and it wasn't really Usher Raymond. So that was my example of he not gonna have no phone in his name. So I wonder if that's what they're doing. But Drew and Ralph aren't that level.
Right.
They're not at that level of fame. Said hello. It was a payphone right outside the movie theater. My mama dropped me off. I was waiting for her to pick me up. I clicked that payphone, whatever number, the #0, whatever. Can you connect me to Usher Raymond? That phone started ringing. Me and my friends was like, oh my God. Well, definitely wasn't no Usher answering the phone.
Lord have all of the mercy. I cannot. Jeez Louise, girl. What else ended up happening that night? Lisa and Sonya. I actually like that Lisa got crunk with Sonya, y'all. Sonya's not a fave of mine. I actually enjoyed it, but at the same time, I felt like, Lisa, girl, you so happy to be back on the show, girl. Because when you went over there on the nightcap with Carlos, that's all you were talking about in so many words. Like, you felt the way about the fact that whenever Nene was asked or whoever was asked, who would they bring back? They never mentioned your name. So it sounds like you're itching to get back on reality TV again. And I can't say I would be mad if we continue to see Lisa throughout the season on the show. I wouldn't be mad, but I also feel like, Sonya, you talk a lot too. So why you sit up here trying to tell this lady to shut up? She only doing probably what you do.
Okay. So I agree with that, but I also felt like, Lisa, ma'am, school back. You don't go here anymore. Okay, you graduated. You don't go here anymore. Step back, scoot back, chill the fuck out. You're doing too much. She was taking over the conversation way too much. It was giving drunk. A lot of the ladies were giving drunk throughout this whole scene. I do feel like Sonya was, just trying to like edge in and have a word in edgewise. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I also feel like Sonya annoying as fuck a little bit. So when she got, bucked on and she kind of set back, it tickled us because we wanted her to buck back. Like she said, you're going to see Sonya. They want to see Sonya. It's like, well, bitch, where was Sonya? Because you got little Lisa Wu over here barking at you like a Chihuahua dog, and you're just over there, Doberman picture style, but back it up. So I just kind of feel like it was funny to me. It was funny, but I don't want to see Lisa back. I don't.
You don't want to see Lisa? I wouldn't mind seeing Lisa.
No, because I feel like people always miss somebody and then forget how boring they were when they were actually on the show, i.e. Phaedra.
But I feel like you can't say that necessarily, like, because they may be at a different place. It's a different group of women. You know what I'm saying? So they might bring something a little different. She did, and I'm really just going off of that particular night. So she might bring something different. She might bring a little energy.
She didn't do all that in earlier seasons, did she?
No,
I don't
think so.
She was the peacemaker in earlier
She did.
seasons.
I don't even know if she did that on what was it, Hollywood Divas? Was it Hollywood Divas she was on?
No, on was it? Yeah, Hollywood Diva. She was not like that on there.
Yeah,
she
she
was a nice
wasn't.
girl on there either. She
It
was
was
keeping it cute on that one too.
Damn.
You right. You right.
I
She
tried to
right.
defend you, Lisa.
I mean,
I tried to defend
Lisa either because
Girl, what?
it's gonna turn into what this last season was, where they had the seniors and the nieces, and I don't want to see it. I think it's gonna be awkward. Lisa was doing the most, but I was happy to see Sonya kind of
get clapped back on.
Sonya keep the same energy.
Yeah.
But Lisa Wu she reminded me of my auntie when she be drinking.
Now I do think when I'm thinking about Sonya, the only time I kind of gave Sonya like I had her back a little bit was when Drew approached her at the counter when they were drawing, and she talking about some of the like the dumbest thing because the lady said that they don't be busy like that, and I'm just like, Drew, you doing what Sonya just did to you a few episodes ago, fishing for absolutely nothing. I feel like Drew was doing too much though. Yeah, I didn't think it was that deep.
I think it was
really.
Because I remember on the Drop It with Drew episode, I was pissed that Sonya even said that to Ralph. And then after you said it to Ralph, you go and you apologize to Drew because you're glad that she invited. I'm glad Drew said something, but I think she handled it in the way that Sonya should have been handling it.
Yeah, gotcha.
What that situation told me more about was Sonya, because every time Sonya has had an audience to argue with Drew, she'll participate. But the one time Drew pulled her to the side and they talked one-on-one, she didn't have an audience, so she didn't want to participate and she just walked away. Because she needs to publicly display her dislike for Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I felt like you meant it to be shady. So I felt like Drew had every right to check you, but I also felt like her husband is bitch made. Like, why would you even bring that up? That was so small. There was no need to really bring that shit up. But okay, sir, you brought it up. If I was her, I would have let the shit fly. I wouldn't even say nothing about it. We're in disagreement. We're not getting along. Any little slick shit she say, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I did think. And I was wondering, Sonya, you a freak? What's going on? Because I felt like she was flirting with Ralph. It was almost like I'm trying to see if I can pull your husband in some way. Because listen, what reason do you have to go over there and ask Ralph about what you should do with your ovaries? Talk to me. Y'all not cool. And then she pulled him. She touched
and you not talking to his wife.
She touched his arm, and then whenever bitches be touching arms, I'm almost glued into that shit. On top of that, she also was the one whose panties he was vibrating when they were on the bus.
I forgot about that, Bondy. Shit, girl, I thought you was reaching for a second, but when you took it home, you took it home. Oh my gosh.
Like,
I thought you was reaching for a second.
Listen, I know. And that's why I'm like, maybe not. But with like all of that together, and it's not that I feel like she really want him, but almost like if I can make Drew feel a way by having a conversation with him, then I will, because I'm that annoyed with Drew. And my husband ain't here either, and I'm low-key mad at him because he's not here. So, but like, what other reason would you have? Like, really, why would you know Ralph ain't all right in the head? So why you going over to Ralph asking him what you should do? If not just to have a moment with him.
And then worrying about how busy they are. Now that I think about it. So hold up, let me go back. When she said the busy comment, I was a little confused. I'm like, do you mean busy as in getting busy, or do you mean busy as in like business wise? Like, what do you mean? Like
business. I thought they meant business.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't think Ralph was being shady. I thought Sonya was being shady.
Was being shady.
Kanye
When
was
she-
being shady. I don't think he was, but I think he was letting her know he knows that she don't really like his wife. When he was like, I know, y'all may not think we do a lot. Like, to me, I think that was, him saying he knows what everybody says about them.
Did he
Okay.
say that? Or did he say, I thought he said, we're just as busy, if not more than y'all.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, the if not more than y'all. Okay.
Exactly. That's the part that made me feel like you are tapping into something that you've already heard them say, which is why you ran back to Drew with that information. Like, babe, let me tell you, because you was telling me what she said. Well, let me tell you what she said. Like, that's what it, yeah, but I didn't like the way Drew handled the conversation, because I feel like she was being so petty and so small about it.
That part, when she said, "Are you coming for my name?" I said,
Yeah, like,
down.
girl, come on. Like, that's why I wasn't mad when Sonya walked away, because it was like, girl, I'm coming for your name, girl. Good night.
Like, bye.
Because you're just about to argue, and I'm not giving you. And then she does that passive aggressive.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's annoying because she's like, I'm just using my words, girl. Don't make me knock the shit out you talking about you using your words, bitch. I'm gonna use my hands. Get away from me.
Use my hands, not for real. That's how Sonya had me feel this whole season. But I have to say, I think she's good for the show as long as Drew was there. And if Drew ain't there, you ain't got no storyline.
We see now that she's joined forces with the other two antagonists. It makes me feel like, it's given. Drew's she's on the side, on the slick, but it's giving Candy and Kenya versus Marlo and Sheree with Sonya tacked on, because Sonya wasn't real enough to fit into Kenya and Candy's clique.
For sure, because they're gonna get into it, Kenya and Sonya, right? Later in the season.
I can't wait. I'm gonna have my popcorn and my wine ready. I can't wait.
That's gonna be a mess.
On a yellow dress.
Call me Sonya.
Sonya. What about the incense? I don't think that was healthy or safe. Putting incense up there, blowing. I've never heard of that.
Did you see them do it on Dubai this last?
No, I haven't seen the latest episode.
Sarah did it to Nina. They were having like a little
this week's.
Yes, they were having a get together at her father's house, who is Hindu. And she had the incense because they like to smell good. And that's what the incense is supposed to do. And she literally got down, pulled her dress up, and like whirled the incense.
So this is a thing.
Yeah, it's in their culture. So that's why I honestly, and I understood that it was a part of their culture because I've seen that before. Because I find Indian culture very beautiful, and I know about like the incense and the spices and the colors and all of that shit. They love that. So I was like, and also like as a Catholic, I was offended by like the connotation that because it was incense, it was something black magic, like burn frankincense and myrrh in Catholic church every Sunday because that's what they brought to Jesus. So I just kind of was like, really, Drew? But you were right when we were in the DMs and you was talking about the way they edited it together to look like, witches kind of having a ceremony type situation. They did edit it.
That editing was horrible.
But it was they was all drunk and Kenya was laughing her ass off. And honestly, I was laughing too. So like, I feel like if I was there, I would have been fucked up and laughing just like them, probably on the floor.
Hell yeah.
Laughing my ass off. And then Marlo
was so drunk.
Marlo was so miserable the whole time. I feel like miserable, like she was hating the entire time. Like when they were like, yes, queen, she rolled her eyes to what Kenya said. I was just like, why are you looking for an opportunity to hate, bitch? You miserable.
And Kenya was peeping her the whole time, even though she was drunk. You know what I find so funny? Candy, at some point you're gonna have to stop, okay, girl? I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to stop. She always overextends herself for people that shit on her. And I don't understand that.
Marlo.
I was like, what
I do not like. Well, no. She be sitting up here supporting this girl, and this girl still turn around and be dragging her. Like, I'm like, at some point, you needed to get something off your chest. And even though you and Candy just got into it not too long ago, Candy literally sat up there and listened to you and gave you advice. And I'm just like, that was nice of her. That's a testament to Candy's character. But I do think just overall, when you reflect back on how Candy has been treated over the years and stuff, it's like every person she helps out, they shit on her. You know, all the way back to, you know, Portia, Flatline song, whatever, put her in the play and stuff. It's like they always play on her. It's like, Candy, you're gonna have to draw the line at some point. So that's why I do not really mind Candy coming out clapping off the way that she does in some of these interviews. She used to try and keep it really cute. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like,
I hope
you're gonna have to let them know.
Energy though, because I like that she's clapping back in these interviews, but she'll eventually tolerate Marlo if they continue to film together, and she'll kiki with her too. To the point to where Marlo may think y'all are friends, but you know y'all not. Like the same way she treated Portia. And that's like you said, she gonna have to stop. I wish she just I hope she just lets Marlo know what it is. And it's like, girl, I don't fuck with you. Don't speak to me type stuff.
We're gonna see.
Or Marlo's not invited to my events type stuff.
Yeah. I want Candy to be a tourist and, you know, not forgive these hoes. Because essentially I feel like Sheree shitted on her just like Marlo did. Sheree was waiting to like throw her to the wolves for a storyline. She did it to me before Marlo did. Talking about you weren't a real friend to me, Candy. Like, girl, you ain't never been a real friend to Candy. What the fuck are you even talking about? Cut it out. And then with Marlo, I feel like Marlo has been trying to drag Candy, and then with everything that Candy has done for her, it's just really fucked up. And so I feel like you should never be nice to Marlo again. I feel like if ever you feel the need to say something disrespectful to Marlo, you should say it. Like reckless abandon.
That's where I'm at. Yes, that's what I want. That's the energy I want her to have at all times.
Yes. When
she don't even exist.
You go. She said, "I'm not Michelle Obama. You go low. I'm going low with you. I want you to keep that energy, Candy. Keep it."
Well, there's that. Okay. Anything else on Housewives? Any other?
I wish I was there. That's it.
And that's about it. Okay, cool beans, guys. We're about to go ahead and switch over. I was looking for something. I don't have it in front of me, but it's okay. We'll talk about it. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into gossip chat. Actually, before we get into gossip chat, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and like. What? Oh, Melon?
I didn't know it was gonna be our first story.
Oh my, let's get into it. I ain't gonna put no pictures or videos up, guys, but just understand there was video that had, you know, hit the internet very loud, very, very loud. And it was a few things that was happening. I mean, that thing was stinging and that thing was swinging. For sure. And we are talking about the eggplant for sure. He was doing all kind of jumping jacks, exercises, you know, looking into the camera. And I just really want to know what you ladies think. And for those of you guys that do not know who this is Orion, the brother to Omarion. Okay, the one that came out on the Versus and was eating the watermelon with Omarion. So they are now the O'Melon brothers, and this is part 2 of the O'Melon brothers. Okay, O'Melon brother the second.
Not the O'Melon brothers. I'm done.
Correct.
You gave them a whole stage now.
Yes, the O'Melon brothers. If you use it, Omarion, I would like to get 10% from each, and that'll be 20%. Thank you.
Put it on the t-shirt.
Absolutely, okay. Absolutely. I mean, it looked nice in my opinion. It does. It looked nice. My only request was that Omarion had 24 hours to respond, and we have not quite gotten that response yet. Maybe he thinking 24 days or something, because I know he's trying to drop the documentary, so I understand.
Did you tag him?
We would like to need that. You said, did we tag him? I feel like he probably got tagged all up and down.
24 hours. You should have tagged her.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
should
just go
have.
ahead and tell you. So for me, I hate the fakeness of them. And so even though I agree, everything was shaping up. Everything seemed like if I met it in person, all that. You know what I'm saying? But like knowing what we know, eating watermelon on stage, knowing you're sexy, now having this thirst trap ass OnlyFans where you're showing us your two-tone dick. And then your
Ugh.
Mhm.
brother, your brother yeah, no, it's just I can't because I feel like I can't trust it. Like these are the type of niggas that you have sex with and then they treat you like shit and you're like, what happened to the crystal around your neck? What happened to the
One
we
and
are,
done.
you know what I'm saying? What happened to the Jesus
Right.
box? You know what I'm saying? The Jesus piece with my piece, so yeah, I can't trust it, but it's nice to look at.
Right. I
It's
was
very
thinking to
long.
myself about Janae. I said, Janae took all of that. Okay.
Well, shit.
I
What she
mean,
say
it ain't
about Big
that
Sean?
serious. It ain't
She
that
said,
serious. It ain't that.
no. Yeah, it's the definition to I don't know. I was gonna call it a schlong, but the definition of a schlong to me is something that's a little more
Where did you find
thick.
that word? Girl,
Did I make that up? Everybody don't say that.
girl, that's hilarious. I thought that was something old people said.
No, I be calling it a schlong. A schlong that's thick and long. Um, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a schlong. But yeah, he's a beautiful looking man. He is. And I did think about Janae Aiko. I'm like, damn, how you get caught up in these situations? Yup, spelled just like
I'm
that.
about to say Big Sean is way more impressive from what I understand.
Mm.
Yes, he is.
Discord, Discord, Discord.
Hmm. Yeah. So good for
Okay.
her. Shit.
That
Right.
look better than Fizzle Pop.
And very thin. Thank you so much, Angela, for the super chat. I really appreciate the stress relief y'all give me every week. This week I went all in and have been having a spa day while listening. Love y'all. Love you back. Thank you so much for the
We'd
super
love to hear
chat.
it. We'd love to hear it.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch gears. Okay. We talked about him. Let's get into this mess with Tasha K, Iggy, and Tori. So I guess Tori and Iggy is kicking it now. I want Iggy to go and let them release the water. Was it the water that I said? I think she needs to have the water
Fluid.
released.
The fluid.
The
Yeah.
Not
fluid
like a
released off
water
that
bed.
ass. Yeah, definitely giving water bed on that booty. Like booty is on water bed for sure.
It's not
Like,
giving water bed. It's giving it smells.
oh, not it smells.
That's what
Oh,
it's giving to me.
oh
Ew.
my.
What's in there?
Well, it
Don't
seems like they're messing around with each other, right?
Tory Lanez and Iggy Azalea seem like they're hanging with each other. They
Yeah. Yeah,
really.
she know. Yep, they know. She know
Why do
cook them
I just
food.
imagine him on her hip like a 4-year-old?
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
just imagine
whoa,
her carrying him around and him wrapping with his
whoa,
legs around her waist.
That is hilarious. Oh my god.
whoa. They
Oh,
were caught out
Tory.
eating together.
Oh,
They
Tory.
I guess she cooked him some food. And then Tasha K took to her social media to pretty much talk about their relationship. And she said something like Iggy fixed his plate before she fixed her own child's plate. So that had Iggy
Yeah.
coming out, snapping. And she told Tasha, watch your mouth and definitely keep my son's name out of it. I certainly do have that good lawyer money. Don't get sued again. You have rent to pay, baby. Oh, well,
I guess, girl, you can't sue nobody off of just, talking about you.
all right.
Did you serve him? Did you serve Tory Lanez his kids' meal before you gave your son his kids' meal?
Right. And I guess because of the food, it was like
Right.
oxtails and stuff. She was saying that why would I feed my child this first, like when he's not even of age to even take no food like this. So yeah,
People just
girl.
saying any old thing. People
So
just
you
saying anything.
so you think that Iggy kind of like went too far? Or are you saying Tasha said any
No,
old
I
thing?
feel
You talking about
like
Iggy?
Tasha. I feel like Tasha. I mean, first of all, I feel like it's sad that Iggy Azalea is with Tory Lanez. Like, girl, he shot somebody. That don't seem smart. That seemed dumb. but you have a bad track record with not reading the whole facts yourself. So we're gonna go ahead and ignore that for the moment. But as far as trying to make her out to seem like she a bad mom because she made a plate for this little bitty nigga before she made it for her baby, like that's stupid. Like, you know, if I'm making more food on this plate and I just gotta give my baby this little bit of food, like it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much of a time difference. Okay. So even though I feel like it's probably not a good sign, I also feel like that's not enough for somebody to try to make somebody seem like they're a bad mom.
Gotcha. You're right. Okay. Well, let's scoot over.
Tasha is hilarious though.
They be so messy. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about Lotto real quick. I wanted to talk about this because Lotto is actually dropping a song in a few minutes called Pussy. Okay, P-U-S-S-Y. And this song is pretty much
you barely saying it. I can hear the hesitation.
So Lotto is she's dropping this song, right? And it's called Pussy or whatnot. And it's supposed to be dropping in a few hours. And it's really a trigger from Roe versus Wade, right? And a lot of the fans are giving her like flack for dropping this. A lot of people feel like she's trying to capitalize off of this moment. She's trying to get money off of putting out a quote unquote, I guess, empowerment song. Basically, she had put like a tweet out basically talking about it's my stuff and you can't try and control it or anything like that, right? So once she's talked about this is the song that's going to be dropping, everybody been kind of dragging her. But for me, and I want to get you all's thoughts, if you feel like she should be dragged for putting out a song that's ultimately she's going to capitalize from a particular movement. I personally feel like it's okay for her to put this song out. People put empowerment songs out all the time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Then they had the audacity to ask this girl, instead of you putting the song out and capitalizing off of it, you should be trying to do something. And she's like, I'm doing all kind of programs and stuff. But whenever I show y'all what I'm doing, y'all tell me that y'all don't need to see the stuff that I do. So when I don't show it to y'all, then y'all ask me what it is that I'm doing. So it's like, she can't win no matter what. But I feel like it's okay for her to do that. I feel like that was one of the reasons why hip hop was kind of like founded, I would believe, based on like what's happening in the environment. People would rap about that in their music. And if you're going to condemn Lotto, then you need to turn around and condemn the baby. I'm sorry, not the baby, but Lil Baby, in my opinion, because then he just do a song about it's bigger than black and white, and that was surrounded by the whole protest and race and everything. So I'm just tired of what's good for the goose ain't always good for the gander type thing. But what are you all's thoughts?
I think she should ignore them, because if you want to talk about pussy in your song, then do that, because at the end of the day, you have one. This directly affects you. So capitalizing off of it is the least I can do when I can't even get my rights. Okay? And you mad because I'm writing a song about it?
And then it was women saying this to her too, though.
It's always women. It's always women. Because hoes be haters. Okay? And haters be hoes. And that's sad. Okay? But I feel like the girl should make music about whatever she want to write music off of. And I'm honestly tired of y'all being mad at people for capitalizing off shit. At the end of the day, everybody would do it if they had the opportunity to. So give me a fucking break.
Yeah. Oh, you muted by Jamie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just said exactly.
Yeah, no. People just want to be mad. I agree. People weren't mad whenever we was all blasting my president is black right after that 2008 election. I mean, that was lit. They let that be an anthem. White people still play Party in the USA every 4th of July. Ain't nobody mad at Miley Cyrus. So I'm not mad at Lotto for trying to capitalize and express herself through music. You muted or can't hear nobody?
Girl, I was muted. Just a talking. Okay. Just a talking. So as we're speaking on like what's good for the goose versus what's good for the gander, real quick, girl. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, they both performed over the weekend for the Wireless Fest. Now, what we see is Cardi tussling in the crowd with a fan. Okay, so she's tussling with a fan who snatched the mic out her hand. And then we also see her tussle with somebody else or security, whatever was happening. Something was happening, but it was promoted as though she was fighting, right? But Nicki Minaj has legit just pushed somebody, girl, a kid from my understanding. But I saw this on no blogs and nobody really complaining. If anything, I saw people say that's just how Nicki is with her fans. And I like both of the ladies. You know, there was a time I was like, Nicki, I can't do you. You know what I'm saying? But I like them both, okay, where I am today. And my thing is, even if that's your fave, it's okay to hold your fave accountable. So what are you all's thoughts about Cardi being heavily criticized, but Nicki go and do the same thing within the same time frame and nobody has anything to say?
Ooh, I feel like that's how it goes. Me personally, I feel like both of them were warranted because with Nicki, I feel like I could tell that Nicki looked like anxiety filled by how many people were that close to her. And so I feel like I could tell that she really was like nervous. So that's the reason why, like, I feel like, yeah, y'all be doing too much. Y'all be too close. Y'all be ambushing people. Y'all be too excited. And she's entitled to react. Cardi, same thing. Why are you grabbing that lady microphone while she performing? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they both were entitled to react the way they did to overzealous fans. And I don't know why people have to react differently to them. I don't know why Nicki's fans have to act the way they do. You know, I don't really feel like Cardi's fans do the same thing to Nicki. Nicki's fans seem to be way more aggressive about creating this, you know, separation between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's what they do, girl.
Yeah, that is what they do. And that's lucky why I can't follow certain blog sites. Like, it was a time where I was following a bunch of them. And like I said, I be feeling a way about these blog sites for one, because a lot of their work just be contractual. And I don't mean like hashtag ad. I mean like the girls who get posted every week that we don't really care about. So just with that being said, I'm not surprised that they really tried to twist the stories between the two of them. And I'm surprised that it even really is a conversation for social media to be had, because like y'all said, when I watched each of the videos, I'm like, okay, I get why y'all did it, but why are y'all trying to make something out of nothing? Trying to put 20 on 10. It was too much.
Right. I think it's just coming from, you know, as I've already said, you know, people responding differently based on who their faves are. I also feel like Nicki, in my opinion, you know, had a choice to not be out in that crowd. She already saw what it was and she got down in it. Like, come on now. You already saw security really went. And that's the sad part. Security really wasn't doing SHI for real. You know what I'm saying? But she could have skipped out and went on about her business. She made a choice and then she pushed these people. So I mean, hey, I guess if they like it, then we have to love it.
You know,
Right.
All right. So as we're talking about Cardi B and responses and things, let's go ahead and talk about her and Angie of the Shade Room, because at the top of the week, they definitely got into it on social media. And Cardi was just really upset about how she portrays how, you know, I believe her name is Angie, over the CEO of Shade Room, how she portrays her over there on the Shade Room. When this incident took place, it was on the Shade Room, right? When Cardi was over there fighting in the crowd or whatever. But whenever it's something positive about her, she feels like they don't post anything positive. But I feel like since they've made up, Angie hasn't really posted anything negative, in my opinion, about Cardi. I think Cardi might need to like take a step back sometimes, you know, from social media. I think she's doing much better than what she has in the past, but it's like you ain't gonna be able to control what people think about you. They're gonna say what they're gonna say, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are you all's thoughts about this? I also want to say this, sorry. I do feel like it was a scheme a bit that they came up with to bring the video to us. I do feel like that was just like, it just was ironic, the timing. And then next thing you know, the next day her video dropped. So I mean, I don't know, it was something awkward. What do you ladies think?
You know, I had to unfollow the Shade Room, to be real. And I'm gonna say I haven't heard any bad stories about Cardi, because it's a bunch of smaller blogs that I see where they post immediately as soon as Shade Room posts. So yeah, I don't think I have seen anything else. I think at this point, like you mentioned, Jamie, Cardi could be mixing up the noise of the fans because the fans
That
are aggressive
definitely
as
could be
hell.
it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
For me, I just kind of feel like I don't care. Like the blogs are gonna do what the blogs do. I don't know why you care. Um, they're either gonna talk shit about you, they're gonna write fucked up stories, people are gonna still say fucked up shit. So what difference does it make? Like to me, it's a waste of time to want to argue with everybody that's not posting a positive story about you. Yes, I do not understand it on your level, but I also feel like at some point you have got to stop caring about what they say, because as long as they talking about you, they making money off you and you're generating wealth for people. So and you're popping. So it don't even matter.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's very true. You just gonna always have that. People that don't like it, they just ain't gonna like you. All right, y'all. So I want to talk about real quick, this quick little snippet. Carisha Please interviewed Kevin Gates and they talked about cheating. I do have a video I'm gonna play. And I want to know you all's thoughts because Kevin says men cheat because they're searching for peace. Woo, not them searching for peace, Kevin.
Like, it depends on what type of value you have to me. If you're my place of peace, I'm not gonna fuck it up.
Okay.
When you say a man cheating, no, he going looking for peace somewhere else because he's not receiving peace where he at.
Not true.
Okay, so you my peace. And we arguing every night. That's not peaceful.
I can be your piece and you still go cheat.
You arguing though? We arguing? Can I be myself around you?
Yes.
Okay, watch this. So if it's something you don't agree with, you ever just and gave off that fucked up energy?
Yeah.
I'ma catch that.
Okay.
That's
and you guess what?
And that's gonna disrupt
You gonna
my
respect
peace.
it.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in compliance.
Yeah.
Right? Gang wrong there.
All right, y'all. So I disagree with that. Like men go out here and they cheat because they searching for peace. No, they have their own stuff. If it's peace, they looking for peace within themselves, some stuff that they got going on because they insecure or whatever. I think that's why they go cheat. But a lot of times, if it is peace because it's issues or whatever within the household, a lot of times they're the reason and the cause of those issues within their household, and they don't want to fix that or look at themselves and see that they are the problem. They rather just go out here and get with somebody else new, only for them to run into the same exact situation should that actually, end up being a girl at some point or whatever. Like it's not a win-win situation out here. So I feel like a lot of that should be on y'all. And y'all just go out here and just create even more issues for yourself because you want to just escape the issues and say you seeking peace as an excuse to go out here and do what you want to do, which is cheat. What do you ladies think?
I think that men, whenever they cheat, they be looking for a piece of cooch. He full of shit. Not all men cheat because they're searching for peace. And if that's what he believes, that's whack as hell. Because if you are in a committed relationship, you need to find out what's not creating the peace. Like, I seen this on Twitter and it just made me think about what he said. On Twitter, somebody was arguing that people need to stop saying happy wife, happy life. They need to start saying happy spouse, happy house. But the reason why I'm gonna disagree with that is because if you don't have peace in your household, 9 times out of 10, it's because you're not providing that. And I think women a lot of times will match energy. If you will provide, we'll provide 2 times over. So he talking about men out here searching for peace. You gonna go out searching for peace with the next woman only to fuck up her peace. And then you go to the next woman and you cheat again. So I think what he is thinking is very just like elementary and it's not deep at all, as deep as he likes to make it seem like he is.
I think Kevin Gates is stupid. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I think you're stupid, but I think there are a subset of women who think your country big dick ignorance is attractive. But at the end of the day, you're a man that's trying to find a way to validate abusing women and wanting them to just shut up and deal with it. Why does a woman not have to expel air? Because you're gonna catch her energy. So what? balance your motherfucking emotions, nigga. Like Carisha said, and you gonna respect it. Because I can feel my feelings just like you can feel yours. And the idea that a woman is supposed to just sit there and deal with something happily with a smile on her face when she feels annoyed by something or bothered by something. What kind of fucking slavery like abuse is that? And why do you expect that from a woman? And also, if a bitch ain't your piece, I guess you need to leave her instead of cheating on her. But y'all never want to take accountability for that part.
Right.
No, they wanna use you till a drought, right?
Yeah.
He wants to use a woman until full drought.
And they want you to be just with them by yourself while they're out here doing whatever the fuck they want to do. That's why they won't just, because a lot of these niggas, I feel like they cheat just because they can't be monogamous. They don't want to be monogamous. It's not in them to be monogamous. But they also don't want to provide the balance of what is required in order for that to be, acted out without lying. So,
Bondy, say that one more time. You said they don't want to provide. Say it one more time.
They don't want to provide the balance for what it requires for them to be able to do that. And that's the truth of the matter, because there are a lot of women that are okay with certain things. But the reason why is because you niggas don't know how to provide balance. Y'all have to blame the woman. Y'all have to find a way to abuse the woman in some respect to make what you're doing okay. Child, is such a connection to racism. But I'm going to leave y'all alone because y'all hate hearing that word patriarchy. So I'm going to let y'all go. But essentially, I feel like he's just trying to find a way to validate abusing a woman and telling her to shut up and deal with it. And I just kind of feel like Kevin Gates can take that and his both sides up and down his fucking throat.
Ooh.
You're not accepting this abuse, so you're not being my peace.
Fuck your peace. Fuck your peace. You can have your peace when your ass in the ground if you feel like that. Because you ain't about to come and disrupt my shit and then tell me I need to shut up and deal with it. Because that's what he's saying.
Well, is there anything else?
I pray for his baby mama. I pray for his baby mama. That's what I'm gonna say. Because I feel like we thought they broke up and then it looked like they got back together. But now they may not be together because he on Carisha Please having ignorant ass conversations with Carisha.
Yeah, he's talking about that's his best friend. So I don't think they're divorced, but I think they're separated. But it seemed like neither one of them are going to answer that because she showed up recently to, I guess, his signing, some like meet and greet that he had with the kids and stuff like that. So I don't know what they got going on, but I can say this, you know what I'm saying? My girl Drika is on her zen. So either way, she coming off like she unbothered as hell with whatever he got going on.
Because he's a agent of chaos. So I hope that that's real.
Okay. Well, are we done with him?
Yes.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well, so go ahead and speaking of cheaters.
Dun, dun,
Speaking
dun.
of, actually go ahead. I'm glad you did the dun dun dun, Necey, because I need the people to go ahead and video. All right, we're back.
I knew this was the cheater you was gonna show. I knew it.
Welcome back, everyone.
Cereal, the milk carton kid.
We're about to get into the 15% of the show. So let's talk about some things, okay? So I'm feeling conflicted in my spirit, guys. I'll be honest. I'll probably talk to you guys about it off the panel. We'll see.
15% conflicted or 85.
I think I'm on the 15% because I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk. So I'm trying to get into my GG spirit. So give me a second.
Calm.
Very calm, very zen-like. Earlier this
is
week,
gonna be even funnier to me.
Over onto the Instagram late in the morning. I feel like I want to tell a story, how they tell the story when you open up the little book and you read to the kids. You know what I'm saying? It was one dark and gloomy night, or not so gloomy night. Anyway, girl, so the other day, Miss A ended up going onto social media for about 4 hours. And during this particular live, she let a lot of things out. I believe she mentioned how Sugar Mama got her child sick. She talked about how her son would never, ever film with Mr. Martell Holt, with his dad that's dead. I guess she said, if I can't be on the show, neither will my child. She also went on to talk about how Martell is still reaching out to her. He texted her and called her while she was on that live, but he more so wanted to check in with his son. She made it appear as though it was more than that. He wanted more.
He wanted
than
her
that.
to get her ass off live. I know that.
I'm sure that was one of them. And so she ended up deciding to open up the live to have conversations with the viewers. And with that, things began to go down south for her. Extremely sad, extremely unfortunate for her. It was, for me, the people actually sitting up there sharing their whole life story of their marriage with this woman and her giving them feedback. She literally sat up there and pretty much convinced, in my opinion, this girl that you're really not even happy in your own marriage. Girl, it was just a mess. It was a lie. It was a 4-hour thing that a lot of us condensed down. There was one caller that everybody is praising by the name of Gigi. I know I shouted her out over on my channel. She was very calm. I do not have the whole thing. Y'all have to go around to our YouTubes and find it. But I do have a clip, just a quick clip for you guys of what that conversation was like with Miss Ariane and Gigi.
And what I'm trying to tell you is he manipulated you, and you should stop coming hard for the right.
Believe that he manipulated 25,000 other women.
Exactly. So why you think you the one?
Why do you feel like
why you think you the one
special?
though? Honey, what I'm trying to tell you is you're not the one. You're not the one. And see, I wasn't gonna be rude and ignorant
so
and all
crazy
that.
wives feel like that just because their husbands are entertaining all of these women. Oh my God.
Wives don't feel like that. Wives don't feel like that, honey. I don't feel like that. What I'm trying to let you know is, listen, the pussy wasn't popping like that. Period.
Okay, the pussy wasn't popping like that, but your nigga came back.
Oh, okay, he's a man. He got a dick. That's what he gonna do.
Okay, so understand this though.
That's what he gonna do. That's what a dick do.
Don't ever take it out on the other
That's what a dick do. That's what a dick do. It's
That's
come back
what
to
a
you.
dick do.
When I hang out with you, when I gonna hang out with you, I'm gonna go sit on my husband's dick. Because that's what a dick do. That's what a dick do. Listen, that's what a dick do. You not like what I'm trying to tell you is.
I wish that y'all would understand, but it's bitches like y'all who
no.
never understand.
You see that anger, that anger that you have.
And this is where she hung up on Gigi in that live, so we cut it off.
That's what a dick do.
Y'all look, I literally was talking to my guy about this. He don't really watch the show. He only know what I tell him about. I was like, yo, I really feel bad for her. He was, I don't know why you feel bad for her. Like, oh my God. I'm like, I feel bad.
You felt bad for
her
her?
mind. Yeah, a little bit, because she was like losing her mind. Like, she's like really, to me, gone in her head. Like, I feel like things are all fun and games until something happens to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have regrets or whatever. But he was like, hell no. She should have put herself out there on that platform and gonna do this and do that. And I was like, well, I mean, you kind of got a point, though. But I mean, I just still felt like, dang, I kind of feel bad for her. Like, she out here kind of going crazy. She embarrassed herself down to the social media. And everybody is about to be talking about it. You're about to be the talk of the town yet again. But I mean, I did go over to her IG today and I saw that she did make a post talking about how MFers don't know her or something. So I said, okay, well, we're back here. I guess I really shouldn't feel bad. I guess I shouldn't feel bad. It is what it is. What did you guys think of the video?
Girl, listen, all I know is, but that's what a dick do. Like, that's what I
Can
love.
I talk? Can I talk? Can I talk? Ma'am.
But the pussy was wet.
I was quiet, ma'am.
But you're not the one. Girl, I loved it. It was the monologue. I love it. The pussy was wet. You're not the one. I'm going to go get on my husband's dick right after I get off this conversation with you. Damn. She was so bothered. And Gigi was trying to keep it cute for the longest, but I guess she felt like I've been one too many bitches. So I was here for Gigi completely and without a doubt. And yes, I am worried about the mental health of Ariane and her children. I am, for sure, because I feel like that's a scary place to be in. when you on live for 4.5 hours arguing with strangers about your life choices.
Ooh.
That's a scary place to be in. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful
4
and for
hours.
the kids. But you know, I feel like that just says a lot about her mental instability. It says a lot about Martell's mental instability for him to even get a chick like her pregnant, knowing how she is, because I feel like he know very well how she is, which is why he saw her as a peasant from the very beginning, why he views her as 15%. It's all because he sees her. He knows how she is. He knows she can't control herself like he can't control himself. So yeah, it's get it away. It's crazy. Both of them. She's stalking Mel too, which is so weird. Get off
She
that lady.
is.
I felt like she thought she was talking to Mel. The way she kept saying, no, your NIGGA,
Yes.
your nigga, your. I was like, do she know she not talking to her? Like, do she know she don't know this lady life that she talking to? Like, that's crazy, yo.
Obsessed. It's giving Ring the Alarm. It's giving
It's giving Mariah
Obsessed.
Carey.
The single black female.
Why you so obsessed with me?
Bow.
Right. I love the way that Gigi was just what killed me. It wasn't that's what the dick do. It wasn't that part for me. It was at the end whenever she said, "You see that anger?" Because Ariane was so mad. This is the first time I saw her top row of braces.
When I saw him, when I was doing my commentary, I said she still got them braces. When she gonna get them off?
I've never seen them until today.
Since we met her, she's had those braces. We met her. We met her like 3 years ago.
You wrong for that because you know, and ain't not Nan Gap has closed. You are so. That's not nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not Nan Gap has closed.
See that anger? Like, dang, you really need some help.
So sad.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
She needs some
Damn.
help.
Shout out to Talitha. I think that's what it is. Talitha, thank you so much for the super chat. I was trying to figure out why she was screaming with the kids there. I want to be famous. Listen, that was definitely a concern of mine. Like, you so loud, you about to wake up the babies, but then she's saying the babies are in the back. Like, she really was high key yelling very loud.
For 4 hours? Like,
not the whole 4 hours, but at least 2 straight. For sure.
That's a long time. She need to go to a damn rage room. Get that number.
Like, that is some girl. That shit was a mess.
Get the info from Martell. Ask Martell about the rage room.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I just didn't like that. Her having her daughter, you know what I'm saying, having a little girl and you carrying on like that. So your daughter knows everything of what you've been doing. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, as loud as you are.
Older, right? How old is her daughter?
Like 10 or 11. Or she's 9.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
Her up. So.
And it seems like her ultimate. Go ahead.
I also went to Ariane Instagram. And the last post she made was that she was going to start reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville and never did.
Because she always talking that shit.
Right. I'm starting a YouTube channel. These reviewers, you speak to the person who actually knows them. My reviews are starting now. Girl, that was 3 months ago.
She said that on that live, though. She said on the live, like, this one girl got on there and really was interviewing her. And she was answering the questions. But she got on there. The girl asked her some question. I can't remember what it was, but she was like, I'm not going to talk about that here. I'll say that from my YouTube channel because I've learned. I know what to do now. Only for her to move forward in this live and pretty much answer the girl's question that she asked and was yelling and just gave even more than what we were asking for.
Yep, still stupid.
I wonder if she got some type of letter, cease and desist or something.
I don't know. That's a good question. It sounded like she was alluding to. It sounded like she was alluding to having the opportunity to being on the show, but I guess it could have gotten taken from her because she said something like, "I mean, I did what I did. It is what it is." Like how she worded it, sound like the opportunity was snatched. So I'm wondering if it was that Tasha K interview that resulted in her being snatched off the show.
Yeah, I don't want to see her on the show.
I don't want to see her on the show because I don't want to see her and Marcel in their delusions. They can keep that to themselves in private.
If that were even the case of her being on the show, I don't think she would get a good edit at all. Thank you so much, Keisha, for the super chat. It's giving hiding in the bushes and looking through the windows. Mel needs security. While Martell tells Coleslaw he wants full custody. Good luck. Thank you so much, Keisha, for the super chat. But yeah, I don't think that she would get a good edit at all if she was on that show. So it really ain't no point. And I don't want to see her on there if she's going to definitely act how she acting out. Like, you already giving us everything and they ain't even paying you for it. So I can imagine how you would be if you actually got that spot to be on television.
Right.
You gonna amp it up. Because also, I just feel like you're not 100%. I ain't gonna say that, but what I was gonna say is,
I already know,
100% in control of your, you're not in control of your emotions
missing
at
some
all.
marbles
at all.
Not even a little bit.
So you another person that need to step back from social media, girl. Okay, but that's all that I got. Is there anything else on this particular topic here?
Nope.
All right. Well, we thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Ooh Ladies First panel. Please be sure to like the video and also be sure to follow us on Instagram at OohLadiesFirst. You can follow Bondy at Bondy Blue, myself at Jami ThatsMe, and Necey at Necey Dixon over there on the Instagram, Twitter, all of those platforms. Okay. Again, we thank you all so much for joining us tonight, and you guys have a great one. Bye. Peace out.